Hello, everyone. Hi. I think Crispy's a bit too quiet. I realise I haven't fixed your audio levels, Crispy. I haven't fixed your audio levels.
You want me to do an audio test?
No, you're okay. I'm gonna hide you just in case it
Oh, you
exposes any of our
managed me.
just in case it exposes any of our very offensive messages. You know, because we're very mean people. We offend everybody, don't we?
Oh dearie.
Mm,
Oh dearie.
I know. There we go. Right, your usual levels now. Let's get rid of that. Bring you back. Don't worry. I know you need to be on the screen because your ego needs feeding. There you go. You're all right. Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you,
Good
Troy?
luck. Good luck.
Good luck,
Keep
mate.
running that joke
Good
now.
luck.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Is that just water or is that like whiskey or something?
That is just some H2O today, folks. Nothing too crazy. Come on.
When are we doing our Who's There drinking game? What's going on? Are we ever going to do that?
Well, Sarah has sent through a massive list. Did you see that?
Did she? No.
In one of our comments, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah. I'm pretty sure it was you. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
She's adapted the drinking game probably from Mr. TARDIS, right?
I think she's added on to Mr. TARDIS's, which is very exciting.
She spotted it. Sarah spotted it. It's the Sonics are breeding in Troy's room.
Yeah, look at him.
I got a Sonic Build-A-Bear like 3 or 4 days ago. It was like my little payday treat because I really wanted to get something Sonic based. I saw this cushion and I didn't get it because I was like, I don't need it. I don't need to buy it. It's a bit too expensive. I'm gonna leave it be. And then I saw there was a Sonic plushie and Build-A-Bear, and I went, you know what, I'm going to get that instead, because I could get £15 off. I had a couple of discount codes. I was like, I'll use that. I'll get that. And it was dead funny, because like the shoes came separately, and they were out of stock in the store, and the guy went, well, hang on, there's one in the window that has shoes. I'll just take the shoes off of that and give them to you. I was like, would you mind? And he literally went off and got the shoes off of that.
Oh, that's nice.
So I got that, and my mum managed to position it, because I couldn't get it to sit, and she was like, let me just do it. Popped it down, sat there. I was like, well, great, you're a magician. Thanks for that. So that was sat out there. And then yesterday I went out with a friend of mine from college, and I was like, funny story, you know, when we were in this, it was in Worlds Apart, the comic book store that I love to go in, and I was like,
yeah,
there was this Sonic plushie that I was gonna get, but it was too expensive, and I don't need it, and I've got the Build-A-Bear now, and it's out of stock anyway, because I was looking on like my eye level where it was last time I saw, and then she just looked at me and pointed downwards, and I went, oh no.
Oh. Oh dear.
Well, that's what I'm buying you for Christmas. I was like, oh no. So I now have Sonic plush. I now have big Sonic head plush.
Awesome.
And it is so soft.
It looks very nice.
It's so soft.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done, Troy. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you, buddy.
Why don't you like give us some verbal diarrhea for what you've been up to, Crispy? I feel like all I ever do is give you verbal diarrhea. You do something.
Today was my last day of work, and that was crazy because I had so much to do before the new year.
Right.
But now I'm getting a little bit of time off. I updated the folks on Patreon what the next series for Crispy is going to be. So it's very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Something you guys have been asking about for quite some time. So it's going to be good.
I know I have been, because it means we can finally do some things.
Do something. If anyone can guess what that is.
We're getting married.
Free. We're getting married. We were going to save it for the end of the episode, but Troy and I are officially engaged, and my dad will be at the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. No, also, by the way, because obviously I got the new camera angle, I'm even more far away. Like, for context, Crispy, you're going to disappear for just a second, so please just try not to cry.
Yeah.
This is like my standard camera angle, and I zoom in like this now for the podcast, just so I take up a bit more of the screen, because I feel like it's too zoomed out. I do kind of like this zoom, though. And I didn't want to start. It would be too much of a hassle to start trying to fix it in every OBS scene, so I just left it as it is. Let us know if you prefer it like this, because I'll just keep it like this in the future, because it's higher resolution that way. But we'll get people's opinions. Also, Crispy, we haven't recorded an intro gag, mate. So we need to do an intro gag before we get started officially.
Okay, so, I can think of something.
You're gonna think of something. You're gonna think of the intro this week.
Yeah, I'll do it. All
right, everyone, we're trusting Crispy to give us a good intro.
Here we go. Watch this, like, improv master at work. Here we go. Wait, I'm just going to throw an offer at Troy, and we'll see how he responds.
Okay.
Troy, my boy.
Indeed, Crispy. What is up?
It is me, Crispy Claus. How are you?
A bit horrified by the voice. You okay?
Have you been naughty or nice this year?
Isn't that for you to decide?
Oh, yes. Let me check my list. Troy, I see you've put in 7 orders for Pale Waves jumpers.
I should have known. I should have known you were going to bring that up for the intro. I should have known. Yes. Well, I had to dress for the occasion. You know, I've got to. Did I mention Pale Waves in literally the first episode of the podcast? I don't know. They've been a recurring theme. So if we're going to close out the
Probably.
year, if we're going to close out season 1, we need to do it.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
be dressed for the occasion. Heather is on my chest. Never ever saying that again.
Wow.
Never saying that
No,
again.
roll the intro,
Roll the
please.
intro. Let's go. Woo! Final episode of season 1, and it's episode 40, the best festive specials. Roll the intro. Discord really just like, it just shafted you there. All I heard was a little ooh. That was it. Ooh. This makes me uncomfortable. What do you mean it makes you uncomfortable? Why does it make you uncomfortable, Cliff?
Why?
Oh, because we're recording an intro?
Good.
Like, have you not seen us record an intro live before?
Yeah. Dressed for the occasion. Troy's the master, confirmed.
Exactly.
Oh my.
Your room, Troy, is really comfy with all the woods. This is a pretty good angle. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like it. It's more orange than I think it should be. Sometimes when I turn my camera on with the ring light being like the orange filter, it sometimes goes a bit more orange than it should. And I was like, I can just close OBS and reopen it and fix it. But I was like, I kind of like this little warm angle. It's like we got a nice fireplace going, you know, for the festive special.
That's a fireplace.
There's a fireplace.
I've got a
going.
disco behind me.
Yeah, let me just turn it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I've turned it up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look at that. I had a Sonic on demand. Look at that. There are 3 Sonics on this camera, Crispy.
So, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. There is actually a little Sonic figure up there that's just, technically there's 4 Sonics. Isn't that crazy?
That's not much, and there's one bed, and that's about it, and a Crispy in my frame, so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
exactly.
who's doing the intro this week, Troy?
That is a very good question that I don't have the answer for. Can you check that? Who's intro man this week? Who is intro man? Everyone's favorite superhero.
Yes. I will check everyone's favorite superhero.
Indeed.
Just talk amongst yourselves, guys. Just really.
So everyone. What are your Christmas plans? What's going on? What are you guys up to? What are you guys up to? What's going on? Crispy always dresses for the occasion. He does indeed. What's on your Christmas lists? I don't really have much on my Christmas lists. Because I know a few things my mum's bought me, but she reckons she's bought me a load of surprises, and I'm like, this is exciting. But I've bought her like 5 different gifts that she knows nothing about, and I'm very excited to give her them because she's going to lose a nut. It's going to be great. It's going to be very, very cool. It's going to be very, very cool. I'd say what they are on the podcast.
It's you!
But, Nardi, there's a small chance she might listen to this episode before Christmas Day, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. I mean, this isn't part of the main recording. She doesn't tend to watch the stream, so I'd probably be okay. But I'm still going to play it safe. I'm going to play it safe. Meet family, eat food, watch TV. Very good, Matty. What's up, Chris?
It's you.
It's me.
You're the problem. It's you.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Beautiful.
Exactly. See, I'd make Pale Waves lyric references, but I don't think you get them as much. Although the one time
you need
to
change. You need to change.
Shout out one time, lady. Hopefully she pops up during the stream because I think she said she's off school now. Because I literally just see all of her community posts on YouTube now. She literally just been hanging out on my Twitch chat on some of my streams, and she's like been playing Fortnite and stuff on my streams. She's like, by the way, I'm really into Pale Waves now, so thanks for that. I'm like, yes, I converted somebody else. Fantastic.
Very good. Very
so,
good.
literally in her community posts now, I just keep making references to their songs, and it's like an ongoing gag. It's very good.
Nice.
I don't think it's ever going to change, Crispy.
All right, nice, really good.
There you go. There we go.
Intro. I want to rank some.
Let's do
specials.
it. No, we're gonna get going. Let's get going. Actually, accidentally found out that my girlfriend got me vinyl. Should I fake being surprised or own up?
Oh.
Is it the only present that you've got? Because if there are other presents she's bought you, I would own up. If it's the only present you're getting, I would probably try and pretend because that might ruin it.
Yeah. That's a good answer.
That was
That's
actually
a good
that
answer.
was really good impromptu, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm quite proud of that.
That was very quick. I wouldn't know what to do.
Straight in my time.
I would just say, I'd be like, oh, great.
Best Christmas chocolates, Quality Streets, in my opinion, are Celebrations. I had a tub up here and I took them downstairs. I should have kept them up here.
Well, I don't have any chockies with me. I have some Tim Tams, but you don't know what a Tim Tam is.
I don't know what a Tim Tam is. It sounds like a Canadian celebrity.
It's all my people in my chat that know what a Tim Tam is, you're legends. You're legends.
Nobody. No one knows what you're on about. Like what?
Someone, I'm pretty sure I saw the 50% boys. I know what a Tim Tam is.
I was gonna say I saw them a minute ago, but I think they've disappeared. The boys, Merry Christmas, lads. Thanks for a cracking year. Oh, you're welcome, lads.
No, thank you, lads.
We should talk more.
All right. Come on, Troy. We need to show everyone.
Crispy doesn't want to be around here any longer than he has to.
I just want to see the list.
You just sound constipated at this point.
I want to see the list.
Okay,
I'm
we got
itching.
some news we'll talk about, and then we're going to go for the tier list for the most.
Some
okay?
news.
All right. Okay.
All
Crispy?
right.
Right. Do me a favor, buddy. Do me a favor. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the
Into
mouth.
the dark. Robert Sherwood. Okay.
What?
You said deep breath and you said into your nose and I said into the dark and then I'm at the
Oh,
because you were listing the series 8 episodes. Come on, Troy.
Sorry. Let's just have a look a little bit more from the chat and then we'll get going. As a British person, I love Tim Tams, but I'm so upset I can't get them regularly. I have no idea what a Tim Tam is. I need to keep an eye out, clearly.
The legendary.
Cliptic says white chocolate Tim
Legendary.
Tams are a mysterious thing. Also, Cliptic, you didn't say why you felt uncomfortable. I've been wondering now for the last 5 minutes. Why were you uncomfortable? I have to know. I have to know this answer.
It's probably my crispy claws.
It is. It is. Robert says, I googled Tim Tam so I could be considered a legend. I'll do that right now. What is a Tim Tam?
Apart from Kylie Minogue, it's probably the best thing Australia has ever done.
Tim Tam is a brand of chocolate biscuit introduced by the Australian biscuit company Arnott's in 1964. Wow, it's only a year younger than Doctor Who. Wait, that's a penguin.
A penguin? No. One of my housemates is from the UK. I've tried your penguins. It's nothing like a penguin.
Well, yeah, actually, no, it's got chocolate filling that kind of comes out on some of them. It looks like, yeah, I can see that. But wait, one of your housemates is from the UK?
Yeah.
Damn.
Two of them, actually.
I should be best friends with them then. Give me their numbers.
No. We did ring Gabby last week on the podcast. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
I love that. That was so funny. Hi. Felt as we were saying, "We've been naughty" in a deep voice. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that checks out.
Yeah,
that
Crispy,
checks
next
out.
time
Very good.
say that for your girlfriend, okay? All right. Let's get going. Said that purely for his reaction, and you know what? It was worth it. It was worth every bit of that. Every bit.
Spicy.
Every bit. I've just realised I haven't turned on streamer mode because I've got people messaging me. I have to again hide you for a second to do this.
I'm sick. My ego can't take this.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, you are now. Oh,
What have I? I'm smaller.
there you go.
I'm smaller.
It's because I had a
There
pop
we
up
go.
saying, "Oh, you're on streamer mode." Yeah, I was on streamer.
Oh,
mode.
here my X Games mode.
Oh, hang on. Shut up. Right, let's go.
All right.
All right, people. Here we go. The end of season 1. Are you guys sad? Everyone's sad. We're all sad. We're all crying. Deep breaths, everyone. Deep breaths. No.
Into the dark.
No. No.
Robert of Sherwood.
All right. This is where you do the B movie to get your revenge on me. All right, here we go.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Crack those knuckles crispy. Crack 'em. Ugh. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast for the final episode of season 1 of the show where two YouTubers get together and talk about Doctor Who. I'm your host Troy, also known as Red Archer Live, and with me today, he's sharing in the sadness. You know, those are some big words at the end of the first season of this show. We've been going since February. It's a very, very sad time, and so he is sad to accommodate.
Very sad.
It's my
I'm very
lovely
sad.
co-host and now very good friend as a result of this podcast. Feels nice to add that in, you know, at the end of the year. It's Crispy
Oh,
Pro.
thanks.
How you doing, buddy? How
Oh
you doing?
wow,
Aw.
that's what you call a character arc.
I know.
The whole,
You started
the whole
hating
season
me,
has been
and
leading to
now you tolerate me.
Wow, wowie. I'm good,
Exciting.
Troy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Especially after you called me out
That's
on my
good.
lovely new clothing. Thank you.
I know.
I feel
What about my
represented.
clothing? I've dressed for the
I was gonna
occasion,
say,
thank
do you know,
very
like
much.
I think I have a Santa hat somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And I think it was from like an ITV show called Tech Santa, so I think it literally says Tech Santa on it. So
Tech
I was
Santa.
like, yeah, just Tech Santa. Tech Santa during the show, everyone, and you will get a hug. There you go.
Nice.
You get some Santas in the chat and
Nice.
we'll get a hug. Because we're live. We rounded off the year with a live episode, Crispy. How cool is that?
Of course. How else?
Exactly. It's fantastic. We should just do every episode live. We would never have to edit.
No.
Oh.
Gosh, I can't make it too easy for you, Troy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really sad now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are... the best thing is the live episodes is that Discord sometimes just doesn't like you speaking. Like, you laughed
My
there and
noise.
Discord was like, nope, Crispy's going to give you death silence there. Deathly silence. But yes, we are talking about the best festive specials. We're going to be doing a tier list. We're going to tier every Christmas and New Year special out. And at the end, try and decide what we think the best one is.
Oh yeah.
But we have some breaking news in the chat before we get into it, Crispy, because Cliptic,
Oh my
user in our
God.
chat, has just said, James Corden just broke into my home and is eating my jambalaya. I don't know what that is.
What?
Do you know what that is?
I don't know what a jambalaya is, but I know what a James Corden is.
I
And
know what a James Corden is. I have studied
they're
a James
they're
Corden.
a rare species. A rare species. A jambalaya.
Sometimes they're on late night talk shows. Sometimes they're saving babies by breaking out of Cyberman suits.
A jambalaya is a savory dish popularly associated with the U.S. state of Louisiana, consisting of meat, maybe a pork, a seafood, or both, and was cooked with vegetables, stock, rice, and various seasonings.
According to well-known laws of aviation, there is no way that a bee
Yep.
should be able to fly. Like I could just get the
Exactly.
vibe when you were starting about that. Dr. Master says defo not the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe trash. Wait till you see how we ranked our tier list. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. Ooh, ooh. And also our final one, we're just going to read out. Robert Seinicki. I don't want to say your name wrong. I probably have. Sorry. I hope this episode will give us a full live show experience when things go terribly bad and stuff stops working for no apparent reason. Why would you wish that on us? Why would you?
It's usually my internet, Robert.
Well, my internet occasionally dips, Crispy. You know this. It's done this before. Like not when we've called as much, but more on like my Twitch streams. But we've never had a dip in a Who's There episode. So touch wood. Long may that continue. Long may that continue.
I could get a dip. I have some hummus in my fridge.
Go get it.
I think it's off.
I wasn't serious anyway, but okay, you just had to own up to that fact.
Yeah.
Oh, final one. Matty says, "Thank God there's a tier list. I thought this would be 2 hours of Troy rambling about Voyage of the Damned."
Oh, I damn well hope not.
It might still be.
No, it definitely won't be. It definitely won't be.
It will be.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
I hope damn not.
Look at this. We're back on
I'm
our
excited.
tier list screen, baby. Because you know what? Yeah. If we're going to use this screen, we may as well put all the news on it as well, because we got more space to work with. All right, we got more space to work with.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start with our polls. Because last week, we never even talked about our polls. It was very silly. We were too busy talking to Australian lads that didn't know when to stop swearing. Well, that was mainly Connor. And once for you.
Connor.
Yeah, mainly Connor. I love how I found that. The funny thing was, I was like, what do I censor it with? Because I was saying a TARDIS noise, but I feel like a TARDIS noise would have been really jarring. And I was like,
it's very abrupt.
A sonic screwdriver would be pretty good. And I just Googled sonic screwdriver SFX, and literally the first video, I could tell it was the one you used for your intro. And I was like, I've heard this version of it before. Crispy! So
it's
great.
me!
It's great. Hi, you're the problem. It's you. I'm gonna stop making that joke. It was a good album though, Midnight. It was a good album.
Yeah, it's banging.
It was my proper introduction to Taylor Swift this year. Proper introduction.
Wow.
Crazy.
My one was "Look What You Made Me Who."
You know, I could have, should have, would have started earlier, but I just didn't. You know.
Nice.
We're making Taylor Swift puns now. How far we've come.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But
oh dearie.
During episode 38, we were talking a little bit about Comic Con's future appearances, and I said,
yes.
I hypothesized to you, Crispy, that I wasn't sure if Peter Capaldi would do any more cons post-COVID. Trying to put Doctor Who behind him a little bit. Would he go to another one? Well, I asked our audience, and here is what our audience have to say. On YouTube, 321 votes, 77% of which think he'll do more Comic Cons, and 23% of which don't think he will. On Spotify, less votes, guys. Like, what? What's going on? You know, we normally have our 20 to 30 votes. There are only 15. Are we falling off? Are we becoming irrelevant?
We fell off.
We did.
Plus ratio.
Yeah, plus all of it. But Spotify, out of 15 votes, 100% said he'll do more cons. So a lot of you feel confident he will do more. I don't know. I have a gut feeling. So. I have a gut feeling that he's not going to do more. I worry.
He's not going to do any more.
I think if he's Andrew Garfielding, as Rachel Talley so lovingly put it back in June, and he is going to be in the 60th in some way, shape, or form, after that he might do another con. Right?
Okay.
But if he isn't appearing again, I honestly wouldn't be shocked if he didn't do another con. But he better had. You know? Because I'm telling you, I keep saying it, I don't want the only story I have to be to try and fail to meet him at that play. Because I will never forget it. I'll never let it down. I know I met Heather this year, and that makes up for it. But Capaldi, he was the original plan. He was the original, the definite article, you might say.
You might say.
Brought it back. But for episode 39, hot takes, our poll was, it was based upon friends of the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Was it Vivian? Was it Vivi? Vinny?
Yeah,
Vinny.
No, why did I say Viv? Yeah, it's Vinny.
I couldn't remember. I'm sorry. But Vinny said that their hot take was that Series 4 was the worst of Rusty Davies' series. So I wanted to see if it was a hot take. I mean, I knew it was. We both knew it was. But I wanted to just prove how much of a hot take it was. But we didn't want to... I don't like doing negatively framed polls. So I didn't ask what you thought your least favourite Russell series was. I thought, let's ask what people's favourite is, and then whatever's left over can be the... Yeah, work backwards. Work based on positivity. You know, we're not Doctor Who Twitter. We are positive, okay?
Yeah.
And that's
True,
all we're saying on
Troy.
that matter, because...
Yeah, no, hot takes was last week, mate.
Yeah,
We're leaving that
exactly,
out.
exactly,
We're leaving
exactly,
that out.
exactly. If you use Twitter, you know. You know. So, poll 39. We asked you, what is your favourite Russell T Davies series? And here are the results. I did them a bit bigger to fit the screen because they were a bit too big because of the amount of options. YouTube had 414 votes, and I'm going to go in reverse order. With only 3% of the votes was Series 2. With 8% of the votes is Series 3. With 17% of the votes is Series 1. And with 72% Series 4 takes it. So, Vinny, it was a hot take. It was a hot take. But on Spotify, just to verify, Series 2% didn't get a 0 vote. That was not English. That was not English. Out of 23 votes, Series 2 did not get a single vote. Series 1 got 9%, Series 3 got 13%, and Series 4, again, bringing in the vast majority with 78%. So, Series 4 is the most popular. And on both polls, Series 2 is apparently the least favourite of the RTD seasons, which is a very, very sad thing, because it means the Absorbaloff is not getting the love he deserves.
I think the Absorbaloff deserves a lot more love. But I think what this does confirm, Troy, is that Vinny, it was a hot take, mate.
You dabble with hot takes. Now meet the genuine article. I haven't done that joke for weeks.
And there it is. I know. I honestly felt a bit nostalgic you saying that just then.
This needs to be like Twice Upon a Time for Murray Gold, in the sense that we just do all of our references throughout this episode to wrap up season 1. We've mentioned Pale Waves. We've done the Absorbaloff. Paul, how's Paul doing? We have got Paul in the Q&A later. Paul, our guy, Paul. What else?
Our home
Keep thinking, chat. Remind us of some of our ongoing jokes, because there's a lot. Our brains don't keep up.
I can't keep up with it.
I couldn't read for a second there. So how am I going to remember things? How am I going to remember?
We've already mentioned James Corden. That's good.
That's good. We have. James Corden has been mentioned.
We're ticking it off.
You think you said? Would you say your dad? No, you haven't mentioned him. You mentioned him during the podcast preamble.
Oh,
how's your dad doing, Chris?
Well, he's all right. I tried to hug him. I got a paper cut.
Very nice. Do you know what's sad? Imagine if this was the last episode of the podcast, permanently, and we were doing this, and everyone would just be getting really upset, thinking, look at them making all their references to wrap it up.
No, don't worry. Season 2 has been greenlit, so we're very happy.
Yeah, we got confirmed. Yeah, well, we weren't being managed by Netflix, so we did get a season 2. Moving on.
Yeah.
I swear there's only 3 or 4 shows I can think of recently that Netflix haven't cancelled after 1 season.
I know.
Anyway. We have a little bit of news to talk about. Did we not, Crispy? Not too much.
Oh, yeah.
Just a sprinkling. A little bit of that.
Yes.
Sprinkle. Is there anything you'd like to start with in particular?
Oh, there was certain items of clothing.
You want to start with the big one? Oh, look at you go. Yeah. Crispy wants to start with the big one. Look at that. Boom. What are these, Crispy?
Oh! Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first official look at Ncuti Gatwa's Dr. 15 costume. And of course, we get our first look at what Ruby Sunday will be wearing. It's very exciting. It is a very exciting time.
Do you know what the funniest bit about all this was? Just watching Twitter descend into chaos, going, where do we get this jacket? Where do I get this jumper? Where is everything from? Watching everyone scramble to look for.
And it's so expensive.
It's great. I love it. And the best bit is I got to put the images on screen, so there's no moaning about editing. Thank you, John Wheel, for saying that in the chat. Troy moaning about editing needs to be a feature. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. The 50% boys just super chatted.
Oh, wow. $8 Thank you very much, lads. Appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, lads.
I'll buy myself a beer with that. Probably won't buy a beer. But
that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Yeah, don't forget, everyone, if you do want to support the podcast, you can become a channel member on YouTube, and you get to use the teeth emote. The teeth emote. Have you guys seen?
What else do you want?
I know. I did say I was going to do more emotes. We're going to introduce those for Series 2. Mainly just because I keep forgetting, but there it is. Look at that in the chat. Look at that. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth.
Wow.
I know those.
I know these teeth.
What?
What?
Why am I...
What?
What happened?
What?
That is scary.
My first ever money super chat.
What?
Have $8 Aussie reduced.
It just read out the donation on the podcast.
It just what?
It read out the donation message on the podcast.
You read out the donation?
No, it read it out on text-to-speech. It read it out on text-to-speech.
Shit.
No, I literally just said, I know these teeth. And then literally in the background, David Tennant went, I know these teeth. It was seamless. That was uncomfortable. I did not enjoy that at all. That was uncomfortable. No, basically we worked it out. Apparently, if I have those alerts set up on any page, they will play regardless, which is really stupid. But it means that if anyone does donate at any point, we will hear David Tennant saying, I know these teats. If you want to make your mark on the podcast, it will be in audio form as well. If anyone subscribes to the channel or donates, that will come through. There should be a way to stop that. I don't know how I stopped that.
No, I love it.
Should we keep it in? Should we keep it in? Just have David Tennant
absolutely.
constantly disturb us. It might be funny. We'll keep it in.
Yeah, it'll be
So
good.
if anyone else
It'll
wants to
be
become a
good.
member or do a super chat, you will literally leave it down at the podcast. Have fun. But yeah, so what we said. Oh yeah, so me moan about editing and the other one, Crispy. Do you want to watch them on set? Do you want to watch them filming Doctor Who? Do you want to watch them filming it?
Oh, yes, please.
Well,
Actually,
we should look at plane tickets and see how much it costs to come over to the UK.
I will. I'll do that right
There
now.
you go. There you go. There's another bit. But yeah, so there's their costumes. They're fantastic. And just on a similar note, we have this picture here. Do we not, Crispy?
Oh, very good.
Yeah. See, look, we can both multitask now. We both have two monitors, so we're having a great time. Here. But this is a photo that Shooty Gat was shared on his Instagram of just them filming Doctor Who on set. I'm surprised he was allowed to do that. Or maybe he wasn't and he did it anyway. I don't know. It was...
He hasn't taken it down, I believe. So I think Russell might have been like, yeah, fine. I don't think there's anything too spoilery in there. But I know some people were present and the only line of dialogue they could hear was no.
Wow.
So it's a bit exciting.
Exciting
So
stuff.
no confirmed for series 4.
Oh, is that outside? Oh, it is.
They did, yeah, it's outside. Apparently, it's supposed to made to look like a loading dock for like a boat to come in.
Oh, I honestly thought it was inside a warehouse. I've only just realised it's in the outside. I am such a silly
Yeah, it's
goose.
outside.
I'm
It's
a silly
outside
goose.
near the water. You can see the water next to the TARDIS there.
But it does seem that the TARDIS looks like the same model as Jodie's, so they might have kept that.
Yeah,
Which, very nice.
I'd be down
nice.
for that. I'd be down for that.
Oh,
Absolutely.
No. There's another. I know these teeth coming.
Oh,
coming.
has-
GW
oh,
Boy
thank
14
you.
with the £2. Thank you very much.
GW boy, thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
We're gonna get the Texas speech bot say tastes like chicken. Oh no. Oh, no. The thing is now it takes a minute for it to kick in. So literally, there it is. It showed up. There we go. David Tennant saying what?
What?
What? Do you know what? Like,
What?
people. Hang on.
Thank you guys for a great year. Taste like chicken.
It does taste like chicken. The thing is, like, this could be a shambles for a podcast, but I kind of think this is cute. You know, I like this kind of
I
like this.
think it's.
cute little
I
thing.
love it. This makes it so much more interesting.
I wish you could hear it. I really do wish you could hear it. But
I'll
thank
hear it
you,
in my
DW
car
Boy, for the £2
on the weekend, mate.
It's lovely of you. This is my editor's fee. This is the money I'm making for editing. Is it not, Crispy? You know.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
why
Crispy was
not?
very nice. Said to me that while we weren't making too much money, that I could have it because I needed the money. He's a
Yeah.
very nice guy. Can we all say thank you, Crispy?
Absolutely.
Can we all say thank you, Crispy, in the chat?
No,
Crispy
don't
deserves
say
it.
thank you, Crispy.
No,
Just
say,
put some bennies.
say
in
thank you,
the chat.
Crispy.
Put
No,
some
say,
bennies in
no,
the chat.
ignore him. Say thank you. Say thank you, everybody, because I
Put
am
some
very
bennies.
grateful. I am grateful. It's not Thanksgiving, but I am grateful for you, Crispy. So,
Oh,
just to wrap up, our final bit of news, tiny little bit, teeny little bit. Billie Piper is currently doing press, or has been doing press, for I Hate Susie 2, which is the second series of her show, I Hate Susie. And she was asked a couple of Doctor Who questions, as you would expect. And there were two main ones. Okay, so one of them I've got on the screen, so we'll talk about that, and then you can mention the one that I'd forgotten about for a second. You know that other one. You know the other one.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But here is this, courtesy of TARDIS Central. I was trying to find like a tweet to quote, so thank you, lads. Billie Piper talks potential Doctor Who spin-off return. She said, and I quote, "If it was shot in London," sorry, that's a really loveless answer. There's a running theme here. I don't want to work much. If it was like 4 episodes all shot in London, then yeah, I'd be like a rat up a drain pipe. So she's interested in doing more stuff for Rose if it's close to home and she doesn't have to like travel far and it's not super long.
If it's convenient, I don't think they'll do anything.
I don't
Troy,
think we'll do
if
any
I'm
more
honest.
Rose stuff. I don't think so. Honestly. I don't think so. But who knows? But Crispy, what was the other thing from Billie Piper? What else did she say?
Well, there was a interview recently where someone asked her, "Oh, has there been any piece of media that you weren't happy about the ending that you were in?" And she was like, "Yeah, when I came back in Doctor Who, I wasn't the biggest fan of when I went off with the parallel universe Doctor," and that, of course, is referring to what episode is that? Stolen at Journey's End.
Journey's End, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was funny. And I found it funny that she remembered that from all those years ago. But there you go. She wasn't the biggest fan. I think I do prefer Rose's original ending, but I mean,
Yes.
the reveal of her in Series 4 and Partners in Crime was worth her return for anything. So,
Exactly, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you got like, you know, yeah, the ends out. What's the word? The ends outweigh the means. Ends justify the means. No, the means justified at the end. That it's the other way around this time, because the means were more.
It's the other way
important than the
around.
end. Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
he had to kind of create a convincing reason to take her off the board again, and it was harder to do the second time round. You can tell that,
Yeah,
but I still think it
exactly.
worked. It still worked reasonably well.
Exactly.
Still worked reasonably well. So yeah, that's very, very cool. It's very, very cool. But there you go. So that's her word. She did say that it wasn't anything against Russell, obviously, because he's just the master of writing. Like, she didn't have anything against him. She just wasn't as big of a fan of that ending personally.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It is fair enough. It's fair enough. Anyway, that's all of our news, Crispy.
Oh boy.
Inside of a nice, safe 20 minutes. That's good. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this. It is a tier list of every festive special for Doctor Who. And we have lovingly named all the tiers again. We were going to name pretty much all of them A Christmas Carol as jokes, because Crispy starts to do that. We were going to call Tier A Christmas Carol, Tier C Christmas Carol, Tier D Doctor Who in A Christmas Carol. Like, we were going to go crazy.
Exactly.
But our tiers are listed as such. S rank, top of the board, is Santa's a Robot. A rank is
Correct.
A Christmas Carol. B rank is who looks at these beans and think they could do with a bit more beef. It's beef and beans. Tier C is chair, Graham's chair, because you just broke my chair. You just broke my chair. And D, I was going to call it just the Doctor, the Wind, and the Wardrobe for the funnies, but then I was like, don't waste Bill Bailey! So that's what it's called. Because we know there's only one episode going in there, and not to show our hand, but there's only one episode going in there. Oh no, another one's coming.
Correct.
I might have to mute the alerts if we get loads of these. I might have to, but keep the support coming. We're going to appreciate it. David, do you know those teeth? David, those teeth, do you know them? Why is it?
It's not going to do it now.
David!
It's not going to do it.
Speak, boy! Speak! He's not speaking. Speak! Okay, I give up. Right. So, Crispy, I'm going to start talking now about the festive specials, and then David Tennant will pop up out of nowhere and then interrupt me. Get ready for it. So,
I'm
we've got
excited.
lots of festive specials here. Lots and lots of festive specials, and they've gone out of order for some reason. I did have them reordered. So I'm gonna quickly reorder them while we talk and wait for David
Oh
Tennant to
my
pop up.
god.
No, they're pretty much in order. They are pretty much. It's just like you have to shift a group of them. So don't worry, it's okay. Oh, there we go. Oh.
How did you get there?
I heard, I know, and then it stopped. I think OBS is wisening up. Oh no.
It's switching
All I heard was,
on.
I know. David Tennant got muted. I can't believe that. It's a crying shame.
Well, you yelled at him.
Yeah, I did. But I yelled at him to speak, not to shut up. You know?
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, we're going to go through them in order from 2005 to 2022 and rank them and then talk. And then at the end, maybe discuss our favourite ones. Should we do it that way round?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So we begin with 2005, the very first Christmas special, the Christmas Invasion. Crispy, what are your thoughts on the Christmas Invasion?
The Doctor does a lot of sleeping, doesn't he?
He does.
It's a very, very sleepful episode. I mean, it's a very Rose-centric episode, and this was the first kind of, new Doctor we had, and so the viewer was very much looking through the perspective of Billie Piper's Rose. It was very much a her-centric episode, and then we kind of got David's debut in A New Earth. But as far as the story, I love the Sycorax. I think they are I love the design. I mean, if you look at surface level, they are very much just like a generic army. I wish we kind of learnt more about them. But Blood Control was kind of cool. I like that.
Blood Control! I haven't seen Blood Control for years!
Wait, that's a Lion King. But I think it's great. It's got some quotable moments, and David Tennant is in his pajamas the whole episode. So good for Christmas, good vibes. I like it a lot. I actually don't know where I would rate this. Troy, can you give me your thoughts, please?
It's going to be an ongoing thing. I'm going to be trying to think about it in relation to everything else like we're going to be talking about, right? Like, it's not just about where does this rank. It's going to be like, how does this rank compared to other episodes? And I am hesitating towards a B for this.
Okay. No, I like that.
I don't think it's super duper top tier, but I wonder if it's going to be low A. We might move it later, but I think maybe B safely for the time being.
I think B. I mean, it's kind of like it's set the standard. It's set the standard for Christmas specials.
It set the standard, so it can go in beef and beans.
Putting it there, that's good.
It's beef and beans,
Beef and beans, baby.
Instead of TV and the thing that woke the Doctor up, it was beef and beans.
That. What a way to wake up.
Yeah, it would be a great way to wake up. Would it? I still don't know. I don't know if I want beef and beans.
Actually.
I don't really want beans with any meat, Just doesn't. Oh, sausage. Never mind. Sausage and bacon. It's all right with those.
Sausage.
It's all right with
Yeah.
pork, but nothing else really.
All right.
I'm gonna get killed by a Christmas tree. Okay. So now we move on to 2006. All right. So picture this,
Wow.
Crispy.
Great year.
Rose has
way.
just left. You know,
See ya.
we're all very upset. We're all very, very upset. And then this Chiswick lass that is normally known for going, "I'm a bothered," has suddenly showed
I'm
up.
not bothered.
And she's saying, "Where am I? Who are you? What the hell is this place? Someone tell me what the hell is going on here." It's the Runaway Bride. It's the Runaway Bride,
Yeah.
Crispy.
Okay.
What do we think about the Runaway Bride? I'm just going to ask your opinions constantly, I guess. What's your opinion on the Runaway Bride, Crispy?
Look, mate. When I first watched this,
Oh no.
I don't know if I was the biggest fan. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I don't know why. But then I watched it again, and I fell in love. I think this episode probably has one of my favorite scenes in Doctor Who, and it's the taxi chase where the TARDIS is flying alongside the taxi and Donna has to jump into it.
Yeah.
I want more of that. I want more of the TARDIS just flying as an actual spaceship, because I think that looks so cool.
It does.
And the way they directed that would have been so hard to like painstakingly figure out how to shoot something like that, because obviously you have to shoot with David on the set. You have to get principal photography on the day of Catherine Tate with the taxi. She's reacting to a David Tennant that's not there. Yeah. I think it's a really well done scene. So just for that scene, I'd put it an S. But realistically, I'm moving more towards a Christmas Carol A.
Yeah, I think it's going to go in A tier. Also, I think I've seen a behind the scenes thing. I think it was green screen, and they had the taxi just stationary alongside the TARDIS, so they were like
what?
in line. I think I've seen. I think
not all of it. Surely not all of it. I'm sure some they definitely
some
would.
Some of them have probably done on the motorway without the TARDIS there, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to let us know if anyone in the chat knows for sure. But yeah, I hover between S and A for this. I'm going to put it in A. I think A is a good spot, and then we talk later. Okay, we talk about it later.
No, yeah, we'll have a chat. We'll have a chat.
Yeah, we'll have a chat. As for 2007, okay, that's that job done. Let's move on now to 2008. Sorry, for the next Doctor. Oh, sorry. Do you want something to say? Just something to say.
For those listening at home, Troy has just abruptly put Voyage of the Damned all the way up in the S tier, like I knew he would.
Yeah.
And like I knew I would too. So let's move on.
Oh, really? We're just gonna do? Okay, good, good. We're agreed then. Are we agreed? It's S?
We should discuss why it's such a fun episode.
But
I have one
that
point of view that I absolutely agree that it's an S. I think this is I've rewatched this a lot at Christmas time. I usually like to go through a lot of the Christmas specials. This one I always find myself going back to.
Yes.
And of course, it has Kylie Minogue.
Oh, of course. That means you'd have obviously put it in S. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
I'm an Aussie. She a Aussie. I need a little bit of Aussie representativeness on this list. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Oh, also, I should have said for Runaway Bride, because I meant to also say I loved all the humor between Catherine and David, like the pockets. It's like a joke my mum and I still make about like pockets. We still
pockets,
to this
nice.
day. And I love the stuff like I'm not from Mars, as Grace has pointed out in the chat. Like I love all that. I wants to just slide that in there. But yeah, Voyage of the Damned. It's like it's not even like. Well, I was gonna say it's not the most Christmassy episode, but there is quite a good bit of Christmas in it. I just love the whole thing with the floating Titanic, the host flying around killing people. I don't know what that says about me. I love Russell Tovey. I think he's great. There's just so many good scenes in that episode, and there's some really good like side characters. Like there are some that you really love, some that you love to hate, like Rixton. Like he's just and
of course
the introduction.
There is I was gonna say Banner Cavalata.
Oh, Banner Cavalata. He's very cool. Banner Cavalata, Cyborg! But also the introduction of Bernard Cribbins as Wilfred Mott.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm so glad they brought him back as well.
Who was meant to be just a one-off character. There must be people who don't know this, I'm guessing still. But the idea was that Donna's dad, the guy who played Donna's dad, I can't remember his name. Howard is in the back of my head, but I'm not sure if that was his name.
Yeah.
But the actor who played him, he is briefly in The Runaway Bride at the start. He's taking her down the aisle. He passed away while they were filming Series 4. They did film some of those scenes on the hill. And they were like, there's pictures out there somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen one or two of them. I think it might have been...
I had no idea.
Might have been in Clever Dick's thing for Series 4. I think he might have had a picture in there for the David Tennant documentary. Have you still not watched his episodes? Wow, Chris.
Well, it's a lot to remember.
Wow. No. You've shown your hand.
I watched the Matt Smith one.
I've seen it like 5 times, so I know loads of this.
Oh, wow.
I do watch them over and over again because there's just so much. I love them. I genuinely do. It's why it was so cool to have them.
They are good. Yeah.
But yeah, so
or
they ended up, because the actor who played Donna's dad passed away, they ended up recasting Bernard Cribbins and making Wilfred Mott into her granddad and going from there. So it was meant to just be like a little shout out to classic Doctor Who by having Bernard Cribbins pop up in Voyage of the Damned. That was all it was meant to be. And then he ended up becoming one of the best companions in the whole show, you know?
Absolutely. Hands down.
And we love Bernard Cribbins and we miss him. It was a very sad
We
loss
do.
this year.
Absolutely.
Very sad loss this year. But yeah, it's just a top tier episode. So easily S rank. Easily S rank. Mr. Scarlett says there are deleted scenes on the DVD. Are there? Oh, people are saying, yeah, they shot the whole of...
Ding.
Now there's a ding.
It's a
machine that
goes
goes
What?
ding.
Ding.
Just popped up in the middle of us having a chat. Great, good stuff.
I think it might be Barney that just because he's got a little symbol next to his name in the chat. Can you see that?
I know they're already a channel member. That's not.
Oh,
new.
okay.
That's not new. They're
Well,
one of
shout
our
out
two
Barney
channel members
anyway.
that can use teeth. Anyone else want to join in on that? Anyone else want to join in? No. So yeah, apparently the deleted scenes are on the Blu-ray. I need to check this. They filmed
That's
all of
so-
episode 1 with him. Oh wow.
That is a video essay and a half. I'm writing that down.
Do it, and then you have to credit me, not the podcast, just me.
Okay. Just you.
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you very much. Okay, now we move on to 2008 with The Next Doctor with David Morrissey. Now, I'm gonna take the lead on this one, Crispy. Okay, while you write down your
Yeah, you go.
answer.
Thank you.
Because it seems to me that most people look back on this episode and say it's one of the worst Christmas specials. People really don't seem to like this episode as much. They don't like the Cybermen very much in it. They don't like the twist. I don't know if they're not so keen on the twist of David Morrissey not being the Doctor or how that works, but I have always really liked this episode. Like, it honestly surprises me to see how many people dislike this. I think it's just like a top tier, like, Christmas romp with some Cybermen. Obviously, the Cybermen are not, like, at their peak, I don't think, but I like the idea of them making a giant Cyber King that looks... There's a USB stick on it. That looks a little bit like this. You know, looks a little bit like this. I just happen to have it handy, Crispy. Look at that.
Oh,
Cyber
wow.
King. I think it's got a bit of dust on it. I probably should dust it. Not relevant. But I love the idea of them making a Cyber King and, like, trying to, like, build, obviously, having the factory and getting the kids as, like, the slave labor seems a very Cyberman thing to do with kids. But I like Miss Hartigan, like this interesting thing of, like, a human character that's been there's a few characters like that have appeared across Doctor Who, like, you know, had so many whispers in their ear that they don't even know who they are anymore, kind of thing. She's become like a Cyberman puppet, and I liked that about it. I think the only thing I wasn't the biggest fan of in retrospect is, like, when he wipes her mind and, like, makes her realize that she's been kind of, like, hypnotized by the Cybermen. She just suddenly screams and everything blows up. That did seem like a very, very tidy way to wrap it up, and I was like, okay, so what? She just screams and it just overloads it or something? That was a little bit odd. Also, the very dated 2008, like, they just disappear and all of a sudden there's, like bits of, like, fabric and stuff on the screen. Like, I have watched it frame by frame, and I've gone from one frame where they're all stood there to the next frame where they have literally just vanished and there's just a few specks on the screen. Like, I see it from an editing standpoint. It's so funny. But I love that episode. I don't think it's S tier, but I think for David Morrissey's performance and for all the Cybermen, like, actually being quite good, and I like the concepts in it, I would put it in A. Where do you see this, Crispy? Oh no.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Troy.
Oh no.
This is one I do not find myself going back to. I don't know why. I think it might be. I think a lot of people were annoyed at the promise of a new Doctor. And this is the definition of a clickbait episode. Absolutely. And you know me, Troy, I don't stand for clickbait. I do not stand for it.
Yeah,
Never done it in my life.
Of course you don't.
Never done it in my life.
Never done it in your life. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
No, I don't know. I think the best part of this absolutely is, how do you say his name? David Morrissey?
Yeah.
I love him, and I'd probably be happy with him as a Doctor.
Yeah, he should be. He should actually be.
I think it's just a very, like, bare bones plot. I don't think it's anything revolutionary necessarily.
That was in 2021.
What? Sorry?
That was in 2021, Crispy, okay?
Oh my god. I just realized the joke.
Revolution of Daleks, ha ha ha.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, just while Crispy's finishing off his point, because there's a bit of a stream delay, everyone put where you'd put it in the chat, then we'll see what you guys say, and that might help us decide.
Please,
give us your ranks as well. Well, go on, Crispy.
People are saying D in the chat, people are saying A in the chat. I'm gonna push for a C.
A C?
I'm gonna push for a C. Absolutely.
Mate. No.
I think A Christmas Carol is better than The Next Doctor. I don't think that's a hot take, Troy.
Yes, but you could put Christmas Carol in S and have The Next Doctor in A. That's not an argument you can make. What do you mean? I wasn't saying put The Next Doctor in S.
What?
Would you not put Christmas Carol in S?
No, I would not.
Oh, wow.
The Doctor's asleep for all of it.
What? Really?
I could push for an A. I could push for an A for Wait, which one are we talking about?
We're
Christmas
talking about
Invasion,
Next
not
Doctor.
Christmas
We're talking about
Carol.
Next Doctor. We're talking about Next Doctor.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look
Yeah,
in the chat. So, John Wheeler said D. Bruce Simmons has said AAA. Edward said D tier. John Wheeler said D. He said that we already seen that. Declan said C or D. Edward saying, oh, I meant C tier. We got B, 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 A, at least a B. I love it. Bruce Simmons said AAA, now he's going at least a B. I think he's trying to go with the consensus.
He's like, please.
Well, if you want to meet in the middle
Alright.
for us two, it should go in B.
Okay,
Well,
I think that will be appropriate. Troy, we can have a chat at the end, mate, but I
No,
think...
because you know what, you said that
on.
last time when we did a tier list with Jodie, and then you didn't budge at all, and I was very upset.
Yeah. Well, we rolled. I had to move one of them.
Yeah, but we didn't move the one that
You
I
had to
wanted
move two of them. You had to move two of them. I had to move one. Maybe that, Troy, this is what makes these lists interesting. It'd be such a boring video if we just agreed on everything.
I'm not asking you to agree, I'm asking you to shut up and let me put in an
Uh-uh.
A. Damn it! It's worth a try. But it's like, because this is what I'm saying about constantly comparing them together. If I put those two next to there in B, I know immediately that I like the Next Doctor more than the Christmas Invasion.
Yeah, well, that's not the case for me.
Well, you know what? Life isn't perfect, Crispy. Suck it up. Sam! We'll put it in B. We'll put it in B for the audio listeners. We'll put it in
For now.
So we'll do a recap of where everything is at the end of every era, by the way. So next up, we've got David Tennant's final Christmas special. Now, should we count End of Time as an overall story? I know only one of them aired at Christmas, but it is still festive because one was Christmas, one was New Year. They're still festive. So should we count the End of Time as a package deal? I feel that's the best way to do it. There is only one icon.
I think
for it
so.
anyway, so.
I think so, Troy. I think so. I think that's definitely how we're gonna do it.
Okay. Sarah has reminded me that I have control of the list and I can put it where I want. Thank you very much, Sarah. You make a very good point. You make a very good
No.
I just put it in S for a laugh. Put it even though I didn't want it in S, just put it in S for a joke. No. Oh, he's turned his camera off. Crispy's gone. Everyone, The End of Time was a two-part festive special that released across Christmas Day 2009 and New Year's Day 2010, which saw the end of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor and the beginning of Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor, as well as the return of John Sim as the Master, and the reveal of Timothy Dalton playing the first modern iteration of the Time Lord Rassilon. We had Wilfred coming back as temporary companion. We had a bit of Donna. We had a goodbye to all the Russell T Davies characters. I personally think this is top tier. Some people think this fumbles the bag a bit, and I can kind of get why. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's David Tennant at his absolute peak. Wilf and David, Bernard and David, have the best chemistry. Like, they work so well together. You know,
I would watch
big on the inside. Do you like it? I thought it'd be cleaner. Cleaner? I'll take you back home right now. Like, there's just such good chemistry between the two of them. I love the plot. The Master just turning everyone into himself is a bit goofy, but I still find it funny.
Very goofy.
I like both parts. Some people compare that one part's better than the other. It also has one of my favourite scenes in the entire show, which I know we've talked about before, especially when Bernard had just died, which is that conversation on the ship deck about, kill the Master, will you shoot him, the most wonderful man, blah, 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 and the music. Easily one of the best scenes in the entire show, and that alone is enough to give me a good reason to fight for this to go in S tier. Crispy, where do you sit with this?
I don't think it's much of a fight, mate. I'm pushing for S as well.
Oh, good lad. Good lad.
I like this story. I think the one downside for me is that it is a bit goofy. It is like I've rewatched this episode with a lot of my friends. They go, when everyone's like shaking their head and stuff, it's a little bit dated.
Nice budget saving way to do the transformation, isn't it?
It is I agree. But overall, I think it's a great story, and you can definitely feel that the stakes of the story are high. Has one of the best companion Doctor dynamics we'll ever see, and it's a perfect send off. Oh wow, okay, nice. Yeah. I think it's a great end to David Tennant's series. So it ticks all the boxes for me. So I'm pushing for an S. A lot of people are saying S.
Yep, and Matty has said that you're on the nice list now for saying that. So there you go.
Oh, very good, very good.
So, ladies and gentlemen. Currently, in S tier, Voyage of the Damned and The End of Time. In A tier, The Runaway Bride. And in B tier, The Christmas Invasion and The Next Doctor. Nothing is in C tier, and nothing is in D tier. But that's all going to change after this next era. Okay, so, now we move on. I just realised I hadn't ordered all the Matt Smith specials. There we go. We have 4 specials now for Matt Smith, 4 specials for Peter Capaldi, and 3 for Jodie. There's been a slow decrease in festive specials. You notice that? David had 5, Matt had 4, Peter had 4, Jodie had 3. We're not counting Spyfall, in case anyone's asking that, by the way. It aired on New Year's Day, but if that is as much of a New Year's Day episode, a New Year's special, as I am a fan of...
Crispy Pro.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like Crispy Pro at all. There you go. I couldn't think of something I disliked. It's because I'm a very positive person, So, I'm intrigued, Crispy, because with A Christmas Carol, the 2010 Christmas special, most people absolutely adore this, say it's the best Christmas special, it belongs in S tier, and like, it is the best Christmas special. I don't personally believe that. I thought you would. So I am really interested now to know why you don't think that's the case. So the floor is yours, Crispy. What is your opinion of A Carol in Christmas?
I think this episode is near perfect. Near
Okay.
perfect. I think this episode definitely probably has the most Christmassy, good vibes, magical, fantasy elements. Don't you reckon? It definitely feels like, I think this one is probably the one I've gone back to most on Christmas if I want to get in the Christmas moods. I'm not going to watch End of Time Part 1 and 2 to make me feel festive. That's going to make me feel sad. I'm going to watch A Christmas Carol to make me feel festive.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fair.
Okay? I think the guest cast is good. I think it's really well shot. It's one of the best shot episodes of Doctor Who, I reckon. I honestly now I think it probably is one of the greatest. I think I'm. Did I say that it wasn't at one point?
No, just from the way I said, Christmas Carol going in S tier, and you're like, I don't know if I put it in S tier, and I was like, oh.
No, I think I would.
I felt like it was more under the surface.
No, I think I would. I mean, CGI Shark's probably a little bit funny, but I think it's cool. I like the bit where the Doctor hangs the sonic screwdriver and the little fish comes flying in and starts pecking at it. I thought that was kind of funny. I like this story, and it's got a banging tune at the end with Abigail's theme.
Well, that's what's funny. Like, my mum was very big on, like, opera when I was a kid. I think she still likes opera, but, like, because obviously when you're a kid, whatever your parents into, that they probably get you into a little bit. Like, she got me properly into opera, and one of our faves was Catherine Jenkins. So, like, I knew who she was before watching her in Doctor Who. And I was like, Catherine Jenkins is in Doctor Who. I don't really listen to her now, like, but I really liked her at the time, and I was like, oh wow, this is fantastic. So seeing her in that was really cool. I think it's the best, as you said, it's the best, like, example of Christmas in Doctor Who. Like, if we're talking about just an actual, I don't just mean a Christmas special, I mean a Christmas special. It's probably the best one. Barney the Cockapoo's mum makes an excellent point in the chat saying, it's a good episode, but there are definitely some morally dubious perspectives around changing a person's whole life, to fit your needs.
Yeah.
Because Kazran basically is just changed into a different person by the end of it. It is a nice person. It's a nice person. So you could argue that maybe you can make an exception because he went from being a very miserable person to a very nice person. Because the idea was it was meant to be a good mirror of Dickens's A Christmas Carol. That's why it's named that. Yeah. The plot's very similar, all that stuff. So I really like the story. I think the story's really, really good. I remember the first time I saw it, I was not big on it. I rewatched it and was like, no, actually, I do quite like this episode. I just prefer Voyage of the Damned. Maybe for nostalgia, for whatever. But I don't know where I put Christmas Carol. And I have to say, as you started speaking, I was grinning because everyone in the chat for like a good chunk of like 4 or 5 messages was like S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier.
Yeah.
The audience seems almost completely agreed this should go in S tier. Do we give the people what they want, Crispy? Where would you put it?
I would put it right in between S and A. So I don't know.
There isn't an A and a half.
There's no.
Crispy.
I know. I don't think it's better than Voyage of the Damned.
No.
Is it on par? Oh, that's like, people in the chat just talk, please. Everyone's going S.
When you're alone, silence is all you know. Ironically, that was a lyric in her song in A Christmas Carol. And then who do we meet in literally the next episode of Doctor Who? Was that part of the plan?
Canton Everett Delaware the Third?
Shut up. That's gonna be the next poll. Did Stephen Moffat plan that for silence to be in the lyric and then the silence be in the next episode? Did he plan that? What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
He planned that since Series 4, mate. He planned that since Series 4, bro.
Yeah, he planned this in Series 2.
Series 2.
Before he even was getting the job.
Since Empty Child, mate.
S tier or riots will happen. Oh, a couple of people have said that. Oh, wow. Wow! Aesthetic has said, I'm actually not a fan of it. C for me. That's the first person that's said something that isn't A or S. Do you know what? I think... Massey, I can put you back on the naughty list. Crispy. I think we should put it in S. It could be low S. Can we have a low S?
It's just a really subtle... It's a
lowercase S. It's not a...
Yeah.
It's a...
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well put, Troy.
All right.
Chuck it up there. Chuck it up there.
Are we ordering it so like the best one is like closest to the side? Because if we're doing that, then I'm putting next Doctor.
Okay, fine. I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that.
You'll let me do that. You haven't got a choice, mate. You haven't got a blooming choice.
I have a choice.
You haven't got a choice. You haven't. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we move on to the 2011 Christmas special, the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. And we named a tier especially for this. It's called D tier, Don't Waste Bill Bailey, because that's what they did. They wasted Bill Bailey. And I was just going to name, like I said, I was going to name the tier the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, because we both knew where this was going, Crispy. We both knew.
Yeah.
Who wants to take the lead on this one?
Shame.
Who wants to take the lead on this one?
You can give me your thoughts, because
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the episode because I haven't rewatched it that much.
So, the first thing I noticed when I was rewatching it recently was that horrific CGI sequence at the start where he jumps off the spaceship and he's just, he's literally, like, you can see he's on wires put over a green screen. Like, I could do a better edit in, like, one of my YouTube videos. I was like, oh, Manny boy. But no, I like the idea of him trying to make a family feel good for Christmas where their dad is probably dead. It's a dark theme and the Doctor's there to try and make it better. I do love the scene where he introduces them to their room, shows all the stuff in there, and, he's like, and he keeps going, I know. He's like, hammocks! I know. Like, I love that. But as soon as they go into Narnia, for me, it just falls off a cliff. And all I remember is, I don't remember hating it. I don't really hate it per se. I don't remember disliking it when I'd seen it the first time around. I actually forgot the end scene even happened with him turning up on Amy and Rory's door. I do love that scene, and I don't want to miss the forest for the trees. That's a good pun there for this episode, isn't it? And like kind of like say, I'm not going to say that scene makes the episode better because I almost want to keep that separate because it is so tonally and just like overall reception wise much better for me than the rest of the episode. And I'm not going to rank the episode higher for that personally. But I think the tree characters, whatever they were called, I can't remember what they were called. They were just kind of very wooden, and not very interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. I actually mean that one as well. It wasn't just a pun.
Yeah.
But it just feels to me as soon as I went into Narnia, it went a bit off a cliff. I think.
Yeah.
I know what they were trying to do, but I remember there being one scene. My mum and I were rewatching it in 2020 for all the lockdown stuff, and we were going through the whole show. There was the conversation between. Is it Mags is their character? Maxine Peake? Not Maxine Peake. I always get Maxine Peake mixed up with whoever played her in the episode. Someone in the chat, please remind me. I can't remember her name, and it's really annoying me because I should know her name. Whoever
Was she
plays
one of the
mother,
people on the, like, next to Bill Bailey, or was she, like, the main
the
girl?
one who plays the mom. The one who plays the mom.
Oh, gosh, I
think her
couldn't
name
tell
is
you, man.
Mags, but I can't remember her actress's name, and it's really annoying me, so I really hope someone in the chat tells us quickly because it's going to bug me. But there's, like, the scene where she's, like, tied like Bill Bailey and the Zop, and they're having a conversation like in the snow and then in the robot. At that point, I was like, "What is going on here?" Like I don't very often do that, but I was sat there going, "What is this episode, man?" Like this was a nice little. We're making the family feel better because the dad's dead. To suddenly we're just in the middle. Claire Skinner, thank you, Dylan Thompson.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Where suddenly we're just like, there's acid rain coming, and like it's not really very Narnia-y. Like they tried to do a Narnia vibe and then didn't really do it very well. And also. I have to say that, like, obviously this is a personal perspective, but, like, her telling the story of how she met her husband, it was like, he followed me home every day until I agreed to marry him. I was like, that doesn't seem like the best candidate for marriage, like at the time. Like, fine if it worked out in the end, whatever. But, like, he followed me home until I got married. Especially in present day, if someone was doing that, he'd get pepper sprayed. He'd get arrested.
Yeah.
That's not a nice story. I'm not a big fan of that.
And then we broke up. He put all my stuff into elf storage.
Wait, it was Nick? Nick was the guy in the plane? What? I thought it was Alexander Armstrong.
I'm just saying it. It's all connected.
I'm just saying the episode was pointless.
Nice. Good stuff.
Why is it I have the most puns for the episode I like the least? How does that work?
Yeah, well,
how does
there
that
you go.
work? But yeah, so for me that goes in D tier. Crispy, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything to add to my video essay there?
That pretty much summed it up. I just do remember this was my first ever Christmas special that I watched simulcast with the rest of the world.
Oh, you poor thing.
So I did watch A Christmas Carol before that. My sister and I bought the episode on iTunes because we had no idea that Christmas specials were a thing. And then I was searching up Doctor Who because I wanted to watch some more, and I saw Doctor Who: A Christmas Carol. I was like, oh my gosh! And so my sister and I watched that, and then we got so excited to watch that episode, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, when it came out. And I remember being at the end of it being like, that
was a thing.
It just kind of leaves you a bit empty. But I did the end scene when he visits the ponds, I think is a brilliant scene.
It's one of the best scenes in the
that
era.
Exactly. I one of my most liked comments on any YouTube video, I commented on the clip on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, and I was like, best ending to an episode. And everyone was agreeing.
It is.
So
it's fantastic.
I think it's great. I think it's great, and it kind of redeems the episode in a way, because it does have one central ongoing theme that you don't want to be sad at Christmas, and the Doctor finally kind of had a home. He wasn't sad on Christmas.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It's nice.
So,
But it's still D-tier.
overall, still D-tier.
But yeah, so don't waste Bill Bailey, okay? Don't waste Bill Bailey.
Don't waste Bill Bailey.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Crispy.
Yeah, mate.
Now we move on to 2012.
Woo!
With Matt Smith's penultimate Christmas special, The Snowman.
Yeah.
How do you feel about The Snowman, Crispy?
Look, mate, I
Oh, dear.
love it. I really like this
Oh,
episode.
okay. I was worried you were gonna like bash on it. I was like, oh
Uh,
dear, oh no, oh no.
No, this was like peak Crispy getting into Doctor Who. This was
Ooh.
just around the time I was starting my YouTube channel. This was like I was heavily invested in this show by this point.
Jenna
I like
Coleman is my mom. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah, Jenna. I mean, I think
That's the next
I
song.
don't know.
That's the next song.
I don't know. I know it'd be a banger. But I don't know if I speak for everyone. But I love this version of Clara and would be happily have Series 7 be with her.
Yeah, everyone says they would have rather had Victorian Clara for the
Yeah,
companion rather
I
than
just
modern
think
day Clara.
I think she was more interested. The one thing that annoys me in this episode this was around the time when Moffat was obsessed with writing the words Doctor Who in his scripts. And I was like, oh, we get it. It's a bit on the nose, mate. Bit on the nose. But I think the Paternoster gang utilized brilliantly. Richard E. Grant. I mean, anytime he's there, I'm down.
Oh, he's great.
I'm
I love
down.
Richard E. Grant.
Absolutely. Sad boy Matt Smith. I'm all for. The Snowman. I mean, it does what it says on the tin, and I think it's a good watch. It's not revolutionary.
No, again,
But
that's
it's good.
2021.
I know. I was waiting for that.
Exactly. There's some great scenes, and it's the first hint of Matt Smith's new costume. It's not quite a Series 7B, but in retrospect, you look at it and you go, "Oh, this was like the precursor to the new outfit. It wasn't a Christmas special outfit. It was his
Definitely.
It was his pre 7B outfit. Let's go Star Wars trailer or something. Pre 7B.
Pre 7B.
Pre 7B. I like it. The Snowmen are really interesting monster designs. I don't think they do much, but I like them as like monsters
They don't
visually.
do much.
I like they brought back a classic villain with the Great Intelligence. I still don't
Great
really know
stuff.
where he pops up in Classic Who. I just know that he is a classic villain. So there's that. Richard E. Grant is fantastic. Ian McKellen voicing the Snowman or voicing the Great Intelligence for this episode, which some people seem to forget sometimes, I feel like. But yeah. Matt Smith pretending to be Sherlock for a little bit, because obviously he did audition for Sherlock, for John Watson, in case you didn't know. This is obviously another Clever Dick thing he talked about. But Matt Smith auditioned for John Watson and then didn't get the part because Matt Moffat thought he was a bit too Sherlocky, and Benedict Cumberbatch had already got that part. Also, one of Matt Smith's early 11th Doctor outfits was like very Sherlocky. He had like the black long coat.
Very
all
Sherlocky.
black. Yeah, so it's nice that it kind of went full circle. Also we started to get like silly Strax, which some people didn't like. Some people thought it ruined the Sontarans. I don't care. They came back in more of the Sontarans and they were fantastic. Like I loved Strax.
And
There were great lines. Yeah, like sir, I think I've just been run over by a cab. Like there's some great stuff there with him and the memory worm.
That's the way to do it.
That as well, yeah. There's some stuff like yeah. Silence, boy. That's Strax. And as you can see, he's easily confused. Silence, girl.
Confused.
He's great. He's so good. So, where would you put this? Because I actually don't know where I'd rank this one. I'm intrigued.
I don't know where I'd rank it either.
Yeah.
Probably between B or A, maybe.
Yeah.
I think.
I think I would
probably
rank it
should
below
be in
Runaway
B.
Bride, but above the next
Yeah.
Doctor. So I would either put it in high
Okay.
B or low A, which doesn't really help
put
our
it in a high
argument,
B.
to be honest.
Let's put it in a high B. Let's put it in a high B for now.
High B? Okay, high B.
Yeah.
High B.
High B.
High B. Okay, so now we only have one Matt Smith special left. The Time of the Doctor.
Oh
the
boy.
2013 Christmas special. Crispy, what are your thoughts?
There's a lot going on. This is basically the entirety of what Moffat wanted Series 8 to be in 60 minutes or less. So, okay.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but Dylan Thompson just gave me a very good reason to move the Snowman up into A, because it's my favourite
was
Master
it?
quote. Good evening,
Oh, yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
lizard woman from the dawn of time, and this is my wife! And the woman just screams and runs off, like, that is... Yeah, no, it's low A, it's low A, forget it. So yeah, Time of the Doctor, sorry Crispy, continue.
No, you're all good. You're all good. This episode is very, very convoluted. It doesn't really give itself a lot of time to breathe. There are a lot of good ideas in here, but I don't think a lot of them are fleshed out necessarily. I never really got on board with the whole Tasha Lem character. I feel like if they're gonna do that, just have River Song.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a hot take. Look, I don't know. This episode, I rewatched it recently. Probably one of my least favorite lines is when they're trying to cook the chicken, and he's like, "You probably need some kind of time machine." That doesn't make any sense at all. Why would that help cook a chicken or whatever, the turkey or whatever it is? Anyway, I have some grievances with this episode.
Yeah,
I probably
damn.
put it in
Ooh.
C. I put it in C tier,
C?
probably. I don't think it's. Yeah,
Mate.
I'm going hard today. I'm
Even
going
the chat
in.
doesn't agree with you. We're getting A's and B's from the chat.
A's and B's.
And that's where I set it. It is convoluted, and I think to the casual viewer, it's not the best episode because there's a lot of plot stuff. But I have to give Moffat credit. There's never been a Festive special that has tied together an entire Doctor's era before, like Time of the Doctor. Not only do we find out where the cracks have come from, we kind of knew that already, but not completely, about the TARDIS exploding. We know that it's a branch off of the Church the Papal mainframe. They talked about that a little bit.
True.
They're like, I thought I left the oven on or something. He said, he left something on, but it was actually them, like a branch that broke off. Madame Cavaria and the Silence were a chapter of the Papal mainframe that broke off to try and stop the Doctor getting to Trenzalore. The whole idea is he's in this standstill, and the Church is like, right, we can't let him speak his name because the Time Lords will come through and the war will begin again. But if he leaves the planet, they're going to destroy it and everyone will die on it. Like, it's a stalemate, and I love that the Church is then like, right, we're going to dedicate ourselves to Silence. We're going to try and stop him. And then Madame Cavaria's chapter is like, we're going to try and blow up the TARDIS. That doesn't work. Okay, we're going to kill the Doctor in Utah. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, I love how all, like, the Series 5 and Series 6 plot arcs tie into it. We also get Series 7's Trenzalore thing tying into it because he's on Trenzalore. We thought we'd wrap that up a little bit. And it's like, oh, we'll see Trenzalore in the future. No, literally 2 episodes later, he's back on Trenzalore and this is where he dies. Like, the ability to tie together an entire Doctor's era, I think, is pretty damn good for Moffat. I'm quite impressed with that. I do think there are some bits that are a little bit over the top, a little bit kind of complicated and needlessly, and some things like that. Like, it took me a while to understand the Wooden Cyberman thing. Because he was like, I've just sent a signal. Is that correct? He's like, yes. Then turned around. He's like, by the way, this doesn't work on wood. But I'm not even entirely sure I still understand that. But it still confused me a bit. I'm like, wait, if it didn't work, did you trick him into turning it round? And then...
Yeah, because he was like, oh, you've done what you said. Okay, well, I guess, he's a robot. He's like, oh, okay. But it only worked because he read... No, it only worked because he read the signal of what he did. He didn't actually do it himself. Anyway, he basically gave the instructions to the Cyberman, and then it happened.
Okay, I still don't 100% get it. Anyway,
well, okay, episode 41 of the podcast will be dissecting that one scene.
Yeah, exactly.
From the time of the Doctor, the Cyberman.
That's the point, by the way. Is it episode 41 or is it season 2, episode 1?
I don't know. We can chat about that later.
Probably episode 41, right?
Probably.
We could number it 41 and then like call it on like the audio platform season 2 episode 1 maybe or something. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Anchor literally has like a season option, so we could.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's good.
But yeah. Also, I love that we finally get the answer as to how many lives the Doctor's had. How are we going to account for the regeneration thing? Like some people might have even clocked it. But he was like, Captain Grumpy and 10 having a second regeneration. They also had to wrap up the Doctor's run out of lives and fix that. I mean, it was very easy. It was just like he got a new cycle, boom. But I like that they acknowledged that. I like Matt Smith's final scene. I think that's great, and I think it's for me. It's the Doctor speech I relate the most to. The idea of we're all different people all through our lives. I love that. It's like I myself, I always think about like how in high school I was a different person to how I was in college, to how I was in uni, to how I am now, and that's something that we can all relate to, right? We all change and evolve. Back 5 or 6 years ago, my Twitter bio was just, I'm a YouTuber, I like Bastille. Now I'm like, I love Pale Waves. Like, things change. Things change, my brother.
Things
change. Like Bastille.
Things change.
Things change.
And so must I.
Yeah, exactly. So, for me...
Chuck it in B, bro. Chuck it in B.
I was going to vie for A. Like, for how good for a good job of tying up the 11th Doctor's era, for a goodbye to Matt Smith, for some great little set pieces and the final speech. And
we'll have to have a chat.
Chat.
You can chuck it in
A or B. Let's ask the chat, because at the start they were saying A or B, and now some more people are saying B and C. So let's see, A or B. What do you think, chat? What do we think?
Please let us know, chat.
Grace, and there's the Pale Waves reference. Yeah, like I hadn't made like 3 of them already. Like I didn't have Pale Waves on my arm on the shirt I'm wearing right now. Like
I hope no one's playing the drinking game. They'd be asleep by now.
I think someone did say, I think it was Matty said he had like 9 drinks. I think he was being sarcastic, but imagine if he wasn't. Imagine if he
My goodness.
had that many drinks. It's like, mate, you're killing me over here, mate. You're killing me. Here we go. Here
Oh,
come the
they're all
letters.
coming through now.
Here
They're all
come the
coming
letters.
through.
So I think we're on 3 A's and 4 B's currently. B's are winning ever so slightly. Fern has said S, so I'll count that as an A. Amanda said an A. So it's one more A than B. 2 more A's than B. Someone said a low A. So A's winning by 2. Anyone else want to slide it in? Because if not, we're going to put it in the low A. Crispy's going to cry. And I will laugh. I will laugh very evilly. Def B, the new Doctor is B. Okay, so... Wait, the new Doctor is B. What? That's...
The new Doctor is
The
B.
new
You're saying
Doctor.
Capaldi burn!
Wow. An A and then a C. I think A is ever so slightly going to win by 1 or 2 votes. So I'm gonna cut it off and I'm going to put it in low A. Low A, Crispy,
Fine.
okay? Low A. Alright. Do me a favour, Crispy.
What?
Stop crying.
I am sad.
Stop crying. Stop crying. I wasn't joking. Sadly, it's gone to 15. If I stop chatting, please call an ambulance, says Matty. He's had 15 shots, Crispy.
Do you know who Mark Tondaria is?
No?
Because breaking news, they have just confirmed to be a Series 14 director.
Oh.
Sorry
Ooh.
to interrupt, but this is what we're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Where have you seen this?
Oh, it came up. I had a notification.
What, on Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter.
I don't see this notification. Who have you got on notifications that I don't?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I would. That's
Wouldn't
why I
you
asked
like
you. Who have
to
you
know?
got on notifications?
All right. They directed what episodes of Doctor Who? The Ghost Monument and Rosa. Oh, sick!
Oh, so a Jodie director's returning. Nice.
Yeah, baby.
Good
Nice.
stuff. I still want to know how you found that out. Like, what notification?
That was from William Who.
Oh, I don't have William Who on Twitter notifications.
They
Oops.
retweeted TARDIS Central, I believe.
So TARDIS Central is who I should have on Twitter notifications, is what you mean. I will add them to notifications. Okay, no, that's fair. There you go. There's some breaking news. Look at that. So, here's an update for our current tier list situation. In S tier, Voyage of the Damned, followed by End of Time, followed by A Christmas Carol. In A tier, Runaway Bride, followed by The Snowmen, followed by Time of the Doctor. In B tier, The Next Doctor, followed by The Christmas Invasion. Graham's Chair in C tier is on its own. And D tier only has The Doctor, The Widow, and The Wardrobe. Positive people. We're very positive people, Crispy. You know? Apart from Doctor Widow and The Wardrobe. So, now we move on to Peter Capaldi, who again had 4 specials. I don't know what we're up to on runtime. I think we've been going for about an hour. We're doing okay, aren't we? We're doing okay. You're not sleepy yet, are you? You're not sleepy, boy?
No, but I do need to go though. I do need to go.
Oh, you want to go right now and I'll rank the rest of it?
Yeah, all right. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we move on now to the 2014 Christmas special, Last Christmas, starring Nick Frost as Santa Claus. So, I don't really know how I feel about this one too much. I love some of the interactions between Peter Capaldi and Nick Frost. You know, it's all dreamy wimmy. Like, some of that stuff's really good. The dream crabs are a really interesting concept. I wonder if they went a little bit too far by saying it was like a dream inside a dream inside a dream inside a dream, but I like the idea of, you know, questioning, you know, what really is a dream, what really is real, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I like that idea, but I'm not sure how well I love the execution. I also like that it kind of backdoored an exit for Clara. You know, because from what I've heard, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Crispy was going to come back and sit down, but he's just gone off again. I was hoping he could actually give his input on this bit, but he's coming back. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that the scene they filmed with Clara as an old lady was designed, like, to be her exit if she didn't come back for Series 9. Like, I heard that whispered somewhere. I'm not sure if that's actually true. Is that true, Crispy?
I don't know if they actually, when they filmed it, they were like, yeah, that's going to be it for Clara. But I know it was very much intended to be her last episode, but I don't know.
It was about, like, the 3rd time, wasn't it? No, like, she kept... I think it was going to be she'd leave it last Christmas, then she was going to only come back for the first 2 episodes of Series 9, then she was like, screw it, I'll just stay for the whole series. You know, she couldn't leave. She couldn't leave. And some people were very angry at that. And some people like us were very happy about that. You know?
I think it's a reflection of how much Jenna like enjoyed the show.
Yeah, and loved
she was like,
Capaldi.
nah.
Like,
I think she really had a good relationship with Capaldi.
Also, I did see a video at one point recently where they were in an interview together, Capaldi and Jenna Coleman. They were talking about their series, and he did actually describe their relationship as deeply romantic.
Wow.
So the arc of you not knowing that people thought there was a romantic relationship there has now evolved into episode 40, where I'm saying, where Capaldi actually did say he thought it was almost deeply romantic, which kind of backs the whole like old married couple thing. They're not like Billy Piper and David Tennant, where they're like, oh, I'm gonna snog you, I love you, blah blah blah. It's like an unspoken thing. There are just little moments where you're like, oh,
definitely,
it's quite sweet. It's quite sweet. So there you go. But Last Christmas, I was just saying, there's a few moments, Nick Frost with Peter Capaldi, that I like, and the concept of what really is a dream, what's real. But I don't know where I'd put the episode. I don't know. Although it does have one of my favourite Peter Capaldi moments, which is there's a horror movie called Alien. That's really offensive. No wonder everyone keeps invading you. Also, Shona, is that her name?
Yeah.
She was meant to be a companion, apparently. Or was it?
I think that, yeah.
Yeah,
they were setting that up. I don't know.
Or, I don't know.
Who knows?
She seems
I
cool.
don't know.
But I don't think I could have seen her with Capaldi, to be fair. I don't think they would have had good chemistry.
You never know. You never know. I don't know if that was Jenna's first episode in that, and she was having that role. I'd be like, oh, I don't really know if I see that. I mean, that's how I felt about Nardole, seeing him in Husbands of River Song. They're saying that's going to become a companion. Ended up being one of my favorite companions.
He's got a gender. I think he's going to become a companion. Thank you.
What? Nardole is non-binary.
Well, then that would be they, not that.
True. Valid
May as well just say
point. Valid
it at that point, bro. What on earth?
I apologize.
You've upset everyone now. I'm very upset with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was bad. Poor form.
It was. Crispy Paul.
B?
Yeah.
A?
I don't
D?
know. No. They didn't have Bill Bailey. They didn't waste Bill Bailey, so they're all good.
Yeah, they did not waste Bill Bailey in that episode.
I feel like it's one of the better ones, but I'm also like, is it better than the next Doctor? And I'm like, I don't know if it is.
I think it's definitely better than the next Doctor.
I know you do, because I had to fight for it to be where it is. I don't... Someone said... Matthew said
I think that, yeah.
Zila said solid B, C or B, B. I'd say C.
The support cast are very good in that episode.
Should we put it high B? High B?
Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright.
High B. Okay.
High B.
Now we move on to the Husbands of River Song. Peter Capaldi and Alex Kingston,
yeah.
which I'd like to remind our audience is the episode that had the best Doctor River chemistry in the entire show, according to everyone, because people reckon that River had better chemistry with 12 than any other Doctor. So there's something to be said about this episode.
Absolutely.
And how, it was kind of teased like, River Song's coming back, but it ended up actually becoming the bookends to River Song, which I don't think any of us knew going into it.
Absolutely not. We had no idea what their intentions were with her character moving forward.
So I love their chemistry. I love the character beats between River and Capaldi, that they're just kind of like, they are that old married couple, literally. Unlike Clara, where it's kind of like there is that romance. Like, they literally is proper old married couple stuff. I love Greg Davies in it. I think the King Ajax is a weird character, but I still really like him.
Yeah, it's over the top, but...
The idea of there being like a ship that... everyone does all their criminal activities on is kind of interesting, but not like the most...
Yeah.
The best executed thing, I don't know, maybe? I don't know. I also love that I'm an archaeologist from the future, I dug you up. That's such a cold line. I love that line.
It's an awesome line. Very good line.
There's some great scenes.
The highlight of this episode, as a lot of people would know, was just the Nardole. and the chemistry... And the chemistry between Alex Kingston and Peter Capaldi, like that's just electric, and absolutely carries the episode on its. I could have watched the plot of The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe if the main cast was Alex Kingston and Peter Capaldi. It would have been fine. But where are you putting? Do you want to strive for an S?
I'm striving for an S. I just don't know whether it's better or worse than End of Time.
Good point. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Better than Christmas Carol.
Yeah, alright.
There? Between End of Time and Christmas Carol?
Perfect.
Alright, we can always move it later.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I agree completely. Best chemistry, and that is enough to carry the episode for me, regardless of anything else. I love it. This first half is such an unfunny, sluggish slog, says Dylan Thompson. I'm sorry. So, Peter Capaldi and his little speech about it's bigger on the inside is not enough to sell you. Come on. Finally, it's my go. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside? My entire grasp of physical space has been transformed! Three-dimensional Euclidean geometry has been torn up, thrown out of the window, and snogged to death! My grasp of... Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you were so close to finishing that.
My grasp of... Oh, I can't remember the last bit. It's been changed forever. There's a little bit and I forgot. And then... Sorry.
I can't remember.
I've always wanted to see that done.
But that's good. 99% is pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Introduced the Harmony Shoal, such underrated villains, and I'm gutted the unit subplot with them will most likely never get resolved, says Matty. Well, funny you should say that.
Oh, it's never going to get resolved.
Because we move on now to the 2017. No, 2016 Christmas special. Sorry, 2016. Because now we are looking at the return of Dr. Mysterio, which is the only episode of Doctor Who that year.
And we waited all year for that.
Oh, did you not like it?
Did you like it?
I really like this episode. I remember not loving it when I
Troy.
first saw it, but every time I've seen it since, it's so goofy. It's goofy in a way that I really do like it. I think it's like it was the first hint that Nardole was actually going to be like an interesting like side character. Because I was like, why are you bringing him back?
Yeah,
He was a one and done thing. I think he's much better in series 10. Don't get me wrong, but like it was a hint. I was like, okay, I don't hate him still being here. I love Capaldi in it. I actually like the kind of the chemistry with whatever her name is, the American. I can't remember her name. The Ghost is like obviously a really daft Superman knockoff. I get that, but I just, oh wow, the chat like completely disagree with me.
Rightfully,
D&C,
at
Dylan
least.
Thompson says B.
No.
My friend really liked the set. I just don't mind it. BLC for me says Time Lady, who's finally shown up a bit late. She was too busy editing, wasn't she? You know. When are your videos coming out, Time Lady? When are your new videos? You know, I'm a very keen subscriber of your channel. I want to know what's next. Everyone go subscribe to the one Time Lady. That's my shout out for the day. I'm going to shout her out.
Nice.
She's a regular
Beautiful.
fan, but she deserves the shout out. It's another tricky one for me. I feel like I should hate it, but it's just pure standalone fun. I actually enjoy it, says Robert. I agree. The Return of Dr. Mysterio. I'm not a fan of this episode. It's either C or D tier. A lot of people saying C or D. Crispy, make your case. Make your case, buddy. Come on. We know it's coming.
I think this is the most unfestive special of the bunch. I feel the rest kind of utilize the time slot a bit more. This could very much be an episode that fit in the middle of series 10, and I wouldn't really blink an eye.
Okay, so you're saying it's not necessarily a bad episode, it's just not a good festive episode.
And I also am not the biggest fan of the
Oh,
episode.
why bother making
in
the
general.
first point if you're just going to trash on it anyway?
Because, well, it's just one of my points. It's just one of my points.
You know what? There is no point to this conversation. How about that?
Great. I think that Graham's chair is looking awfully lonely.
Oh no, no.
Yeah. I think I'm not putting it in B. I'm not putting it in B.
I would have put it higher. Bruce Simmons says it's not festive, but who cares? Yeah, everything ends and it's always sad, but everything begins again and that's always happy.
Yeah,
be happy.
the one good scene in the episode.
What do you mean? Your bomb's gone, your plan's finished. Like the quick snap of the, you think this is over? Yep, bit like this, like Sonic's. There's some great. I flooded the ground floor with Pokemon. The Harmony Shoal were pretty interesting.
Hilarious.
The Doctor being
great.
dead chill, eating sushi while watching the evil plan, like he's so relaxed.
I'm really glad that the Harmony Shoal thing paid off. That was awesome. That was really good.
Oh, I'm so sorry that the Harmony Shoal thing didn't pay off, Crispy. All right,
Didn't pay off
sorry.
for me.
I'm so sorry. But you know what?
Didn't
What
pay
isn't
off.
paying off for me right now? This conversation.
Wow.
So I'm in
Wow.
control of the tier list, and I am putting the Return of Doctor Mysterio.
Alright.
It's S tier above everything because it's the best episode of Doctor Who, and I think we just need
Ever.
to. No,
Ever.
okay. You really want to put it in C?
I think it looks nice there.
I'm sad. I'm very sad. I am very sad. But you know what? I will give you that one, and then now, if you have any other disagreements, I'm going to ignore you. Okay?
Okay. I'm actually very
just agree with
curious
that.
as for the next 4 episodes.
You're very what?
Where you would.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where you would put them. Where you would put them.
Oh. Well, 2017 brought us Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah.
The final Christmas special. The last episode with Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. The last episode with Stephen Moffat as a showrunner. The last episode with Pel Mackey as Big Potts. But Big Potts? Bill Potts?
Yo, it's Biggie Potts!
It's Big Potts. I'm Big Potts, and I'm back. Okay. Where do you think this episode sits?
Look, I got some gripes with it. I got some things I love about it.
Oh no.
I think that the first Doctor, they kind of definitely the main criticism is that there's a little too much sexism in there. You know, it's funny to poke fun at the 60s.
Yeah.
But I don't think the first Doctor was necessarily like that.
I think you could have made one comment that would have done it. Like the first one.
Yeah, I think one
Yeah.
comment that would have been fine.
The
Hilarious,
Jolly Good Smacked
whatever.
Bottom was pushing it. It was pushing
Yeah,
it.
I think that there's like 4 times we're like, all right, just let's
Enough.
one and done. But I really Mark Gatiss' character in this, I think, was a standout for me. I
Yes.
really enjoyed that whole thread and how that paid off at the end. I thought was brilliant. And Rachel Talalay. How do you say your last name?
Rachel
I got told off
Talalay.
in my last. Talalay?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I
Or
said
Talele,
Talele
I don't
last
know.
video. I don't
But I
know.
don't think there's another
Rachel.
Y. So.
Rachel T.
Ray.
Um,
Just keep reducing it.
I think did a great job. I think this episode is really well shot. Rusty was back. That was nice. And I like Capaldi's regen. So there are a lot of positives, but I think I don't know. It's kind of an unnecessary episode. I think a better finale for Capaldi would have been the Doctor Falls.
Well, we know that it wasn't meant to be Capaldi's finale.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Didn't he just keep the slot for Chibnall, and then he just didn't use it
Yeah.
anyway? Oh no, I don't know
Correct.
if he necessarily kept it for Chibnall. I think it was that Chibnall said he didn't want to start at Christmas. That was his thing.
Oh
So,
right.
I think that might. I think that might actually be it. So I think Moffat just went, well, I'll keep the Christmas slot and I'll write a festive special to bridge
Maybe
the gap.
maybe everyone's misquoted that. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I quite like it.
Yeah. I also love, because the Christmas armistice was something that I learned about in school and I always thought was a really interesting thing and also really sad because obviously, the soldiers put down their guns and the next day,
of course.
the generals told them to pick the guns back up and then everyone they'd just been playing football and eating with, they just ended up killing each other again. It's a really...
Yeah.
It's a sad follow-up to
Shocking.
such a beautiful moment. I really wish that had been, the turning point of the war. That would have been beautiful if the soldiers just went, do you know what? No, we're not going back to fight. Forget this. But it's not the way the world works. That we don't live in a perfect world.
No.
As a concept, I love the idea that they actually managed to work the Christmas armistice in and write that as a way to save Mark Gatiss' character. That is the highlight of the episode to me. I love that. I think it's phenomenal. Also, the German in the trench that's opposite Mark Gatiss when time freezes is it Toby Whithouse, I believe, who is one of the writers of Doctor Who.
Writer Toby Whithouse.
Episodes. Yeah, so just thought I'd mention that. That was quite cool. So I like this episode. There's some people like Draw with Cameron Smith who said it ruins the episode having the first Doctor be completely unlike it with the sexism. I don't like the sexism, but I'll try not to let that detract from how phenomenal David Bradley's performance is. Because he still plays the first Doctor fantastically. It's just those few lines that are very I don't know about that. So it's a very strong episode. I really do like it. There are a lot of people who really don't like this episode because they think it's pointless, and whether it's pointless or not, I still think they managed to do a very good job. Are you okay there, Crispy? You falling asleep or are you staring at your phone? What are you doing?
But I need to go somewhere, so I'm sorry. I'm just texting.
Oh, okay.
That's all good.
Do we need to wrap up quickly?
No. You're
Okay.
there's nothing. That's
Good.
fine.
We can't give Jodie we can't do Jodie disservice.
No, we're not doing Jodie dirty.
So where would you put it? I'm thinking low A tier. Or maybe mid A tier.
Wow. Okay.
Well, actually,
I'll
you know what?
agree
I think for being a good into Capaldi, good into Murray Gold and everything, maybe I put it above the Snowman. So near top A. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I like that.
Are you agreeable with that?
Yeah, put it in
So
between. Yeah, those two right there. Beautiful.
All right. So, as a reminder, here is our current positioning as we go into the final era with Jodie's. We have in S rank, well, every time I order this, it's best to worst of that rank. So in S rank, Voyage of the Damned, End of Time, Husbands of River Song, Christmas Carol. In A tier, The Runaway Bride, Twice Upon a Time, The Snowmen, and Time of the Doctor. In B tier, Last Christmas, The Next Doctor, and The Christmas Invasion. In C tier, The Return of Dr. Mysterio. And in D tier, The Doctor, The Widow, and The Snordrove.
Wowee.
That's quite good. I did that. I just made that up on the spot.
Snordrove.
I like that.
The Snordrove.
I like that. So now we have 3 episodes left to talk. Okay. So, we begin. There's no 2018 Christmas special because Chris Chibnall went, Christmas is boring. I hate Christmas. My name's Chris Chibnall and Christmas can go and die in a hole. We're going to look at New Year instead. No, he didn't actually say that. But Chris Chibnall decided to... Imagine if he actually did. Yeah, that's a direct quote. No, he decided to focus
One of the first things
instead...
he said in Doctor Who magazine.
He decided instead to focus on New Year. So we have 3 New Year's Day specials. Again, we are not counting Spyfall. It's not a New Year's Day special. They just happened to start the premiere on New Year's Day. And fair enough to them. Fair play. So, Resolution is our first New Year's special. I'd like to say Resolution, a couple of things. First off, one of the only scenes where I genuinely absolutely love Ryan and think he was absolutely phenomenal and wish there'd been more.
Agree.
I know I don't like saying I don't like a companion or find them boring because I know there are so many people who love Ryan and relate to him and I get that and that's great. But to me, again, he was just played so flat for me personally. I think he could have done more. I feel like Tozin was capable of more personally. I haven't seen him in anything else, but I need to watch that film, isn't it? Where he's is it looking after LeBron James's house? I don't think it's out yet, but I am going to watch that at some point, maybe not in cinemas, and then I'll know. I'm like, is that Tozin's performance or is it Ryan's character? Because I'm interested. But that scene of him and his dad in the cafe is so good. It's so
really good.
I love that. Also for GIF meme win for the gif of Bradley opening the door, going nope, and shutting the door.
So good.
You just broke my chair. I love the concept of the Dalek being reduced down to the ancient Dalek that was killed and cut into 3 pieces and spread across the world. I love that concept. I think that's
It's really
great.
cool.
I also the start of Chris Chibnall's Dalek armor style. I love
Beautiful.
the resolution.
Beautiful.
I love that design. I literally have it. It's on top of the Yaz Pop. It's been there for ages.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
right there. My finger's literally touching it. It's a resolution Dalek.
Beautiful.
I love that Dalek model. Obviously, there's the joke about, the Wi-Fi's down. I'm supposed to have a conversation. What?
Oh gosh, I forgot about
It's
that.
a bit cringe, but it's not enough to detract from the episode for me. Like, I know what he was going for there, and it's like, fine.
I think that scene hurt at the time, but I think it's going to age like fine wine.
Yes.
It's going to age like fine wine in the community, just like the Absorbable often.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cult classic
not
thing.
like Benny.
No. Poor Benny.
Benny will never age well. He was already old in the episode, so. I also love what was her name? The girl who gets controlled by the Dalek. Is it not Lydia? It's not Lydia. What's her name?
It's Lydia West.
One time lady, you obviously know. What was her name? Because it's literally, she said it's like one of her favorite Jodie episodes. She loves Resolution, so she can tell us. I think it begins with an L. Is it Lydia? I don't know.
I don't know.
Stream
mate.
Delight. Come on, hurry up. I love her being controlled by the Dalek. That's such a cool concept. I also love Jodie trying to talk the Dalek through her. Lynn. Is it Lynn? Mr. Scarlow saying it's Lynn. I love that. I love the little New Year's Day romance between her and the other guy, whatever his name is. It's just a very good episode. I really like Resolution. I think it's an absolute standout festive special. And personally, Chris,
it is really good.
I would fight for S tier. What do you think?
Ooh, I'm gonna lean more towards A.
Okay.
This is probably the first I like being one of the being the first episode that Chibnall brought back a classic monster.
Yes.
This episode got me hyped. I was a big fan of this episode. They utilized Ryan very, very well. And I think it's just I like the Dalek design. And I like how it's focused around this one Dalek. It's cool.
Yeah.
And they defeat it with a microwave. I mean, what else?
Okay,
what
so
else?
would you rank it above The Runaway Bride?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. So you'd say better than Twice Upon a Time?
Yes.
Yeah, because I would say it's definitely better than Twice Upon a Time. Absolutely. Okay, so we'll put Resolution in relatively high A tier. So between Runaway Bride and Twice Upon a Time. I'm alright with that. Okay.
Cool.
Now, we move on to 2021's New Year's Day special. The one you were teasing about and joking about. Which is Revolution of the Daleks. Now, I'm going to say something here. I'm going to leave it there. We are not touching anything to do with John Barrowman. I know there is a lot of stuff. People are not fans of him anymore. All I will say is for good reason, but we're not touching it because we just avoid all the drama. It's not worth it. We're here to talk about Doctor Who and have a good time. Agreed, Crispy?
Yes,
so
I agree.
We're in agreement that we are going to talk about Captain Jack as a character and forget John Barrowman because I know not everyone's able to do that, but we're able to do that. We in agreement?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Based on that, this is one of my favourite festive specials. I adore this episode.
Oh, really?
I love Captain Jack in this. I think he's great with Jodie. I think they have such a good chemistry. I love some of the lines like, hey, Silver Fox, and all this stuff. Like, there's some phenomenal stuff there. I like the idea of, the Daleks coming back to being this big kind of civil war kind of thing between them. I haven't watched, obviously, Remembrance of the Daleks, the 7th Doctor episode that supposedly is, like, the big Dalek kind of civil war kind of thing that people love.
Yeah.
I do need to watch that. But I loved it. It was probably my favourite Jodie episode at the time it aired. I don't know if it is upon reflection, but I do really love it. I love the exit for Ryan and Graham. Someone who obviously by the start of series 12 I was still not big on Jodie's era, and the YouTubers had talked about, I was watching, kind of got out of that towards the end. So I was really surprised that the end of that episode actually made me cry. Like, it really did get to me.
Wow.
And obviously rewatching it, I love it a lot more now. As we've said, we've been over this before. But, the fact that it managed to do that despite me not being huge on the era at that point, I was getting warming up to it, I was like, wow, this is... Actually, no, because that was it. I rewatched the whole of Jodie's first 2 series before that episode came out, and that was when I properly changed my mind about her era. And, then I was I love that exit. I think Professor Your Pick just thinks Jack was a bit wasted, to be honest, but love his conversation with Yaz. I don't know, I think he had a good bit of screen time. He had some moments with Jodie, some moments with Yaz. I like that there's kind of a little bit of a hint towards the whole romance possibly through that, Because obviously Jack is he's like...
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, you too,
You too, huh? Yeah, exactly. But wait, no, hang on. He says that to Martha. He says it to Martha. We're going crazy. But it's kind of like that energy with Yaz, because it kind of like we know.
I swear he says that. I swear he
No,
says
he says that to Martha. He says it to Martha. But
well, then
like,
what do they say
has...
during that scene where they're walking outside?
But that energy, that confirmed in that scene where legit he's like, he's got feelings for the Doctor. We know that. But he's like, I think he can sense that in Yaz, and that's kind of like, without that being the subject of the conversation, it kind of is the subject of the conversation. The joy is worth the pain. And I like John's performance in that scene, because you can kind of hear him choking under it, like the joy, it's worth the pain. Like you can feel it, and then you kind of see it coming across through Captain Jack's character. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I feel that. I like that a lot. And also that, are you insecure because you seem to need a lot of praise? I love that. Do I? I thought that was cut in the trailer. I thought that was spliced together in the trailer as like two different bits to make a joke. Oh. And then when it actually was in the episode as that, I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the Revolution Dalek design. Probably my favorite Dalek design in the entire show. Might be a hot take, but I think it's phenomenal. I love it. Lewis has just made the point. The only thing that I can take away from this episode, something I didn't like, was that Jack was all talk and no show with him being immortal. He didn't die once. He said it a few times that he can't die. And even if in the Daleks, like, I'm Captain Jack and I'm immortal, disappeared. Well, great. Tell us that. Show us it, But that, as we said, that's a common criticism that people have of the Chibnall era, is that it's a lot of, show us, don't tell us.
Show and not telling,
yeah. But there's too much telling, not enough show.
Well, telling, not showing. So there's
that.
Yeah.
Also, we have the great scene of the Daleks flying around the TARDIS. Love that.
Oh, that's one of the best CG
effective ways to take the second TARDIS off the board as well, by crushing the Daleks inside of it. That was a good way to deal with them. Yaz obsessing with the sticky notes, like that was the first hint, another hint, of her obsession. My obsession. See reference there, Crispy. That was a reference. You probably don't even know the time lady gets the reference. The audio listeners have no idea what I'm talking about there. That's really funny. But I really like the episode. I don't know if it's S tier now. Matty called them the Tory Daleks. Oh, I love that. You probably don't get the UK politics joke there, do you?
No,
okay.
Sorry.
Well, it's better left anyway, but I'm just going to say I appreciate the joke, Matty. So I don't know. So I've kind of had my last little speech about the episode that I really like. Crispy, how do you feel? And where would you put it?
So are you pushing for an S on
I want to hear what you have to say first, and it'll help me decide.
I think I agree with you that on broadcast, this episode got me very, very much hyped. I was very excited watching this, had a great time. Rewatch value for me, not as much as the rest of the Jodie Festive specials, but I will agree, you and I had this conversation with the 50% lads recently, that I feel like Chris Chibnall's Festive specials were all very consistently good.
Yes.
And I liked that. I liked that very much. But of those three, I think this might be the weakest of the bunch for me. That is it.
What's difficult is I don't think I could rank a weakest of the three, because I like them all for different reasons.
Okay, well, I could.
Personally, I kind of get wanting to put it in A, right? Right?
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, I enjoy it more than A Christmas Carol. And that's why I'm thinking maybe low S.
Oh.
Because I enjoy that more than A Christmas Carol, personally. But that might just be me. Because I can see a lot of people in the chat saying
I'm pushing after Resolution.
After Resolution, but better than Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah, that's where
I'm
I
agreeable
would go.
with that. I'm agreeable with that. That's fine.
Awesome.
No, I'm agreeable with that. That's perfect. Because again, Runaway Bride is also a hard one to beat. I feel like I probably like Runaway Bride more than A Christmas Carol. I kind of... Can I do this? Are you going to accept if I do that?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
For context of the audio listeners, I have moved The Runaway Bride from high A tier to bottom of S tier.
Beautiful.
I really, really want to do that, to be honest, in hindsight. But I don't know, would you agree with... Yeah, no, okay, I won't swap those around. Okay, fine. I was going to swap Christmas Carol and Runaway Bride, but Crispy won't quite fight with that. Okay, and now we are left with our final Festive special, 2022's New Year's Day special, Eve of the Daleks. Shout out to my mum for this one, because when we watched this episode the first time, she immediately said it was her favourite episode of Jodie's era. Fun little fact.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if she still believes that. I think she might do. But, Crispy, this could be your closing comments almost. What are your closing comments by talking about Eve of the Daleks? What do you think?
Do you remember before when we said that A Christmas Carol was like a lowercase s?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is an uppercase S. I love this episode.
Oh,
so much.
wow. Look at you.
I'm an Eve of the Dalek stan. People say Eve is terrible. Nah, I think with what like this is the definition of what could be done during a limited pandemic-bound production. And I think that the narrative of it naturally raises the stakes with a time loop getting shorter incrementally. I think is such a cool concept.
Yeah.
I love the minimal side cast. One of my biggest problems with the Chibnall era is that they had so many side characters all of the time. This one we finally just got to focus on 2 other people, and we finally got confirmation of Thasmin, which is great. And John Bishop's great in this episode too.
Yeah.
So I think there's a
it's
lot
the
of
best
good with
Festive
this
special ever
episode.
because it made Thasmin canon, personally.
Oh my gosh, some people are either really for this episode or really not for
there's
this
a
episode.
real split in this chat. Good grief. Like Robert's saying this is the only one I liked from Jodie's era. Damn. One time lady though saying Aisling B is amazing. Yeah, she is. She's brilliant. I love Daleks with Gatling guns. Also one of my favourite dance scenes of, Daleks do not store stuff. I think you're in the wrong job, mate. And I'll let you know.
Nice.
Well, what kind of a welcome is that? I'll report you to your manager. Daleks do not have managers. You know what? Maybe that's part of your problem. Like, I can't overstate how much I love John Bishop. I can't overstate it.
Yeah.
Dan is like
He's
one of
good.
my favourite companions. We know this. We have talked about this. But I just love him in Eve of the Daleks. I love him. I do, however, appreciate that some of people's dislike will pertain to how you take Nick's character. Because
Yeah, I think that's pretty
there are
much
two
it.
sides to it.
I'm still like, eh.
There are 2 sides to it. He's keeping all of his ex's stuff. It's like a bit of OCD, fair enough. In case they ask, he's got the stuff ready. I can kind of see that side. I'm a little bit OCD myself. Would I keep ex's stuff? No. But I can kind of see why he's done that. But on the other side, you're like, well, it's a bit creepy, a bit stalkery hanging on to all this stuff. But for me, I kind of see the harmless nature of it, but I understand that people didn't like that, and I get it, and I'm like, that's fair. So Nick is a weird character, but I do like him. I like his hair as well. His hair's pretty cool. He's got a cool hairstyle. Kind of Weekend-ish, like 2015 Weekend-esque hairstyle. I like it. Him and Aisling B's character getting together so easily. I mean, the Doctor in the Winter Wardrobe said that, Alexander Armstrong followed a woman home, so it's not exactly worse than that. But it might be a bit soon. Literally said I'm going traveling around the world with a man I just met. But, sometimes, it only takes one thing to bring people together, and especially a death-defying situation like that, where you're professing or finding out about someone's feelings while you keep dying. You don't know what that does to a person. We can't relate to that. We can't, unless you've died and you haven't told me before.
No. Not yet.
I love the Thasmin scene. I love setting that up. I love the fireworks. Also, shout out Carl from the Crane suddenly showing up for some reason for like 20 seconds and then just moving on.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That was a nice little Chibnall character pop up that felt a bit random, but I still kind of liked it. And
I
yeah,
like it.
the thing you have to remember is Christian literally said in Doctor Who magazine, I think it was in his like goodbye episode, where it was like his big interview that was like a few months before Power of the Doctor. He said that they had a plan for a special and they had to scrap it because of COVID. So he wrote Eve the Daleks within a week. Because if he didn't write it and they didn't start filming, they would have lost the episode slot. So he literally wrote that in a week. So if you think about that episode, him writing that within a week and getting that done, that is phenomenal. Like, that is really
like
genuinely impressive. So for me, Eve of the Daleks is an absolutely fantastic episode of Doctor Who. I also love the try again speech. That was a nice Jodie speech. Not sure if it's my favourite Jodie moment. It is for some people, but I still love it. I love that kind of we try again and the kind of like uniting everyone together. I love that.
Yeah. It's really nice.
I love that Yaz and Dan kind of like have settled as well. I mean, they obviously kind of had through like Survivors of the Flux, but like they're like, calling each other Sheffield and Liverpool and all that scouts. I love that. Cute. So, Bruce says it shows that it only took a week because it's terribly written. Whoa. All right then. Well, I disagree, but fair enough. I also love the idea that Daleks couldn't sense a human. They just heard the voice and in the dark thought a human was there, so they shot at the explosives. I love that idea. Their vision was impaired. They heard Aisling's character's mum, and they were like, "Humans that did exterminate." Whole thing blows up. I think that's great. I love that. Right, where are we putting it, Crispy? Let's conclude. Where are we putting this episode?
I don't know.
I really don't know.
The chat will be like mad if we put it in S, I think.
Should we annoy the chat?
My heart's telling me to go to S. Let's give it like a low S.
I was going to say,
it's the best Jodie one for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's better than The Runaway Bride, which we have now put at the bottom of S tier. So I think it's bottom of S, but I think I'd probably enjoy it more than Resolution and Revolution. I think it might be the best of the 3, which I don't even think I've decided in my head until this point, which is interesting. But I think we're going to put Eve of the Daleks. That feels right.
Beautiful.
That feels right.
Looks right to me. Looks
So,
right to me.
ladies and gentlemen, I like how we literally like the screen is like there's so much on the underneath now saying like normal view, reset, change background color. We've lined it all up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over our tier list. And this time we're going to go in reverse order from worst to best. Because remember, we have ordered them from best to worst in each tier. So this is
Here we
literally going
go.
to be
I'm
our
gonna listen
ranking.
back to this.
Forget the tiers.
Woo-hoo!
Well, in fact, we'll just go over the tiers and we'll actually say the list is ranked worst to best. So in S tier, Voyage of the Damned, End of Time, Husbands of River Song, Christmas Carol, Runaway Bride, Eve of the Daleks. A tier, Resolution of the Daleks, Revolution of the Daleks, Twice Upon a Time, Snowmen, Time of the Doctor. B tier, Last Christmas, Next Doctor, Christmas Invasion. C tier, Doctor Mysterio. D tier, Doctor Within the Wardrobe. So here we go. This is from worst to best, our ranking of the festive specials from 2005 to 2022. Starting off, the worst one, The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. Followed by The Return of Doctor Mysterio. Followed by The Christmas Invasion. Followed by The Next Doctor. And then Last Christmas. Then The Time of the Doctor. Then The Snowman. Twice Upon a Time. Revolution of the Daleks. Resolution of the Daleks, Eve of the Daleks, The Runaway Bride, A Christmas Carol, The Husbands of River Song, The End of Time, and I won in my debate. The best festive special of Doctor Who is Voyage of the Damned. That is our ranking from bottom to top.
Wow.
All
I'm pretty
right.
happy with that.
I'm happy. So what I'm going to ask you
that.
now, chat, is just before we wrap up, because this episode's going to be a little bit long. This is nice, a nice wrap up. You know, we're going to be off next week anyway, so it makes sense for us to have a slightly longer one. Do you want to record a Christmas, like a little special message for next week, Crispy? After this, do you want to?
Oh, that might. Not right after this, but I could do something tomorrow.
Oh, do you want to record something yourself?
I don't know.
You
We
could
could
do
discuss
it.
later.
Let's
Troy.
discuss after this. But while we've got 4 chat messages, because people didn't leave as many messages in the last episode, very sad. But we've got 4 comments from Spotify to read out. To be fair, it's good because it means no one gets left out, because we don't want to do many anyway, so it actually works out better. So we're going to read out 4 comments from Spotify listeners. So in the meantime, give us your thoughts on that tier list in the chat, and then should we pick a couple out at the end and read them out to wrap up?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So let's take it in turns to read through our responses. Do you want to go first, Crispy, or shall I?
Where am I reading this
Spotify.
from?
I'll put
Sorry.
them up on screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes,
start with
please.
those.
I'll have a
Do
read.
you want to go first?
Yes, please.
All right. So let's go with this one.
Okay, this one is from one of my favorite accounts. 139,087 polls.
That's a lot of points.
They have said
Oh,
the
hang on.
end of time.
Hang on.
Is a machine that goes.
You
What?
are.
Ding.
It came back. You literally said from all these polls, and they have said ding. What's that? It's a machine that goes ding. That was perfect.
Wow.
We got the pop up one more time. All right, Crispy, try again.
Ding,
What did the
ding,
polls say?
Sorry, the polls have said the end of time. ... Which the council will cause.
Oh.
The council are going to cause the end of time.
The Council of Polls will bring about the end of time.
The council of polls.
Ooh, intriguing.
Naughty, naughty boys.
We then move on to, obviously, as I've said, one of my favourite accounts, The One Time Lady. Both our favourite accounts, actually. I'm not claiming ownership of that. I don't know why I did that. The One Time Lady has said, Christmas special would be The Runaway Bride, because the dynamic between Donna and the Doctor is just iconic. I think you know what I'm going to say for New Year's one. Resolution is top notch. She has literally said in the chat, put resolution on S. So you're seeing her own comment on here and also in the chat. And I love that she's got Unity now in her profile picture on both platforms, because she never used to.
Nice.
We get to see the same gay shaking both in Spotify and in YouTube, as we should.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
You like to make your little Bye Felicia joke, Crispy, and this one is a special Bye Felicia, because look at the username
I'm
now.
excited.
Look at this.
Was Felicia and now is River.
So for one last time, you have to say,
oh no.
and this is a
Bye, Felicia.
Bye Felicia, and it's a bye, a proper bye. What
here we go.
Said?
Christmas Carol. It is a brilliant take on a classic tale and is perfect in every way and great to watch even in the summer, followed by Eve of the Daleks, which is also incredible.
Incredible, my friend. Why did you go South African there for a second?
Incredible.
My friends, it was incredible, my friends. It was incredible.
Bye, River.
Bye, River. And now we go on to my final one. I'm going to read out from the Beast Boss. The Peter Capaldi Christmas specials are the best. Oh. But if I had to choose a number one favourite, it'd probably be Husbands of River Song, because it perfectly ends River's story and the Doctor is so good. Nice. Why do you say nice? Is he thinking Michael Rosen?
Nice.
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 But yeah, that's interesting you say Peter's specials overall are the best. intriguing take. Not sure that's a very common one, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
I like the take.
Crispy, do you want to pick something out from the chat to wrap up? 1 or 2 chat messages? What are you seeing?
Somebody has said. This is from Lewis Frisbee saying, really good in my opinion. The best special is Christmas Invasion. Love the concept and have a great Christmas, guys. See you next year. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you very
much. We will see you next year.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Thank you very much. Season 2, baby.
Exactly, Season 2. Matty has said, I know Troy will have a tantrum about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Voyage of the Damned should be in B tier. 4 of the characters are great, but the rest are one-noted and boring. And the villain is so painfully unfunny.
What have you done? Oh no, he zoomed in on himself. Oh, he's shaking his head. Oh, I can't describe what I just saw.
That makes it sound rude. No, let's not do that. No, it's just a line across the neck as a joke. No. A Professor Evil Picture said, bye Felicia, hello sweetie. I like that. That's good. Forever. I like that. Okay, want to pick one more out? One more each?
I'll just say Edward has is talking about our list. He says, I have no gripes with this list. Although I would have put Revolution in at least B tier, and I'd put A Christmas Carol in my top 3. Apart from that, I'd say I agree with the list. Thank you very much, Edward. I appreciate your response.
And then I will pick one more out. Oh, Grace Rurker has said the Council of Pauls are the new Doctor Who villain. That is true. Watch out, they'll be in Series 14.
True.
They'll be in Series 14. It's going to be the next big villain fighting Ncuti Gatwa. So get ready. You know? Poor Molly Gibson, as TV Zone caller. Poor Molly Gibson.
Molly Gibson!
Her character, Ruby Saturday, will not have a clue how to fight them, you know? TV Zone, I'll never forgive you for
Molly Gibson.
But ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking us back to our main scene because...
Oh boy.
That is the end of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
Oh, forever. So.
No.
Forever and ever.
Just suddenly this is how you find out this is our last episode ever. You're like, wait, what? I thought we were coming back in January. What? What's going on? But yeah, so I just kind of want to say a few words to say thank you for the end of
I think we need to say a few words.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, well, you go and then I can have my final wrap up.
Your closing comments. I love it. So, all I have to say basically, and I'm glad we get to keep this in the episode because we kind of had a little bit of this moment after the Power of the Doctor stream, but it was after we'd ended the main episode, so only the YouTube audience heard it, so everyone gets to hear it now. I want to do this Doctor Who podcast for literally over 2 years now, ish, because we did our little Redcast episode, which again, if you haven't listened to, why don't you listen to that next weekend, everyone? If you haven't heard the episode of the Redcast I did with Crispy Pro, just search up the Redcast. Redcast is one word and then Crispy Pro, and listen to that so you can hear the humble beginnings we came from. So that could be a nice little way to fill in the gap. But yeah, I after we did that, it took a little bit obviously, but I was listening back to it and just thought we should do a Doctor Who podcast. I had a feeling you and I had a good chemistry. I felt like we had a lot of interesting things to talk about with Doctor Who, and I thought it'd be a really good idea. And it took a few goes to persuade you, you know. I know you didn't like me, and that's fair. All right, not everyone does, but it took you a while to grow.
I didn't like this boy at all.
Yeah, it took you a while to grow to me, and I get that.
I'm kidding.
That obviously. But it was around this time last year. It was around December 2021. We kind of were like, you know, let's see if we can get this ball rolling, and we kind of were talking about it, and then we kind of didn't get anywhere with it for about a month or two, and then we had a call and went, right, let's just do everything right now. We did pretty much everything on the call and went, right, we'll start recording next week.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like it was really cool. It went from slow to really quick. It was.
Well, we really wanted to get it out before you met Jodie Whittaker.
Was that the motivation?
Yeah, we need to start it, but we can't debut with it, so we made it episode 3.
Oh,
so we have to go there. We have to go.
Even I've forgotten that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been an absolute pleasure to do this, and we've been doing it now for just over 10 months. It was the 19th of February, I think, was when the first episode aired.
Wow.
So it's been a hot minute. We should do something special for the 1 year anniversary.
I've got some ideas.
Oh, have you? Should we do? Is a live episode part of that? I think it has to be live, right? Surely.
Yeah.
What? Hang on. What day of the week? I might have looked this up already, but what day of the week does that fall on? A Sunday.
But we can make it a day
maybe
early.
We could do it. Maybe. Maybe. Well, we need to double check it was the 19th. Watch it not be. Watch it be a different day. But yeah. So not only has it been fun to start this up, and obviously to make a really good friend out with you, just because we get to chat every week, and I love that, and it's so much fun. I really do. But like it's also been really rewarding to see how well it's done this year, because you know you made a joke being like, oh, we'll get 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I was like, we won't. We won't. We get close, but we won't. But to have over 1,000 people subscribed on YouTube, hundreds of people listening on audio platforms, like, I don't want to sound egotistical, but it feels like we've already become like one of the bigger Doctor Who podcasts quite quickly, which is like,
yeah,
it's a really, obviously not the biggest. There are obviously much bigger ones out there, but like for us to have like a pretty decent standing with not even a year having passed is kind of wild. And like,
pretty crazy.
I don't take that for granted in the slightest. It's such an amazing thing. And it's so nice to have such a loving community that there are enough people that would watch us live. Because half the fun of doing it live is so we can interact with the community in real time. And if we didn't have a bigger audience, it'd be a bit dull. It'd be like a Twitch stream when there's only like 5 viewers and no one's really talking to you. It's like, I'll just give a running commentary then. You know, I relate to that occasionally on Twitch, but we move. No, seriously, it's just lovely. It's a lovely vibe. And I really think it's so, so good. Cedric said, I also met Jodie that February con. I wish I would have recognized you there, Troy, as you look so different without your hat. What does my hair look like right now with the hat off? Let me see. Oh, it's all flattened. The hat really flattens it. Oh, it's still got a bit of volume to it. It's still got a little bit. Still got a little bit. You know, it's because it needs cutting. It needs cutting, bro. But yeah, so I'm so happy that we did this. I've had an absolute blast, and I cannot wait for season 2. I can't wait for us to carry on next year. I almost don't want to take a week off, because especially with the weeks off we had this year, like in between, like, you know, I like us to keep the momentum. But we've earned.
Then we can come back strong with a season 2.
Well, one last running joke: we can finally rest and watch the sun rise upon this grateful podcast.
Oh,
put in a Thanos reference. I put one in.
Gosh damn it!
Yeah. We could actually, we could do the stream on
nice
Saturday.
day.
We could do the stream on Saturday and then just the audio platforms and get it just a little bit later than usual. And like, I put it up on the audio platforms as soon as possible, like I did with Power of the Doctor. We could do it that way.
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make
it happen. But yeah, Troy took his hat off. That's the real plot twist for the end of the season. Hang on, I'll take my hat off, and my all over the place hair can sit there for the end. Oh no, my forehead's way too big on the camera. It's way too big. That's why I wear a hat. My forehead doesn't look that big in real life. It's a decently sized forehead, but on the camera, especially with the more the angle goes like this, it's just like, you know what I mean, Crispy? It does look massive on the camera, doesn't it?
I just like it started off like such like a beautiful, perfect ending, and then Troy's like going into this whole like forehead conversation. I'm like,
well, my monologue has been about as big as my forehead,
funny.
So it makes sense.
But
yeah,
gosh.
so basically, thank you all. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't thank you all enough. It's been brilliant, and I can't wait for season 2. You know. Gotta try and beat 40 episodes. Let's not take less than 12 weeks off and we'll have more episodes next year.
I've got a plan. And we are the podcast with a plan.
I'm
so
excited. He's gonna pitch
amen to that.
Today. So I'm gonna grab my Sonic plushie that's sat here, and we're both gonna listen to your closing thoughts, Crispy. What have you got to say?
Well, I would just like to thank everyone that has come along for the journey. Absolutely. A podcast is something, you know, I've always wanted to do. And Troy handed that opportunity to me on a silver platter multiple times. And it took me quite a few times to convince me to finally do it. And I'm so glad he did. 2021, I was in the biggest creative rut of my life. Absolutely. I was considering stopping Crispy Pro altogether. And now here we are with, you know, a podcast channel with over 1,000 subs, a beautiful community. We've met some beautiful people. You've met bloody Sarah Glover from this, which I find so funny.
Yeah.
And you know, it's given me a lot of faith in the Doctor Who community, and I've had an absolute blast, and I've made a very, very good friend out of it and business partner with Troy. So, you know, we're making moves. Yeah, Who's There Incorporated. But yeah, thanks for an incredible 2022, and we will see you next year for Doctor Who's 60th year on this planet. And it'll be our 2nd year on this podcast. So we thank you very much. And we love you.
And you've got a thing you're thinking about for the 60th anniversary, have you not? We're not going to say what it is, because it's a huge logistical thing. Yes, we don't know if it will happen, and we need to clarify that
it's
now.
Massive. It's massive.
Crispy pitched an idea to me about a month or 2 ago, and I
you
absolutely adore it. No. We're not going to actually say what it is, are we? I don't think that's a good idea, because I don't want people to get their hopes up.
We don't want to set, but if it does happen, you guys are gonna love it.
Yeah. I want to say one thing, but I don't. We shouldn't tease it at all, should we?
Once something's in motion, then say yes. Then we'll get it.
No
done.
hints. I had a little hint.
Okay.
I had a little hint, but I was like, maybe not. Maybe best not. But yeah, we have something we're cooking. We're trying to cook. More Crispy is trying to cook. You know, he's actually doing some work on the podcast for a change. That's nice. You know, Do you know what? Can we actually just get a round of applause for Crispy because he actually figured out, he remembered the Instagram password. Can we have just a round of applause? To be fair, the Instagram is what I slacked with this year, so you could pick up the reins and post on Instagram while I do the Twitter.
Yeah, no, it's part of my season 2 pitch.
When are we having this pitch, bro? I want the pitch.
Next week.
Next week, okay.
Or the week after.
So let's wrap up so you can go to bed because I think you've got some Christmas things happening tomorrow, right? You need some sleep. That's why we started.
I've got to drive 8 hours tomorrow. So
what will be one of the longest episodes of the podcast we are going to wrap up now. Obviously, as always, YouTube chat. We'll have a quick little chat with you at the end, so make sure you stick around. Grace Verga, Bessies, don't do this to my heart. It's 5 a.m. I can't do this. Oh. just be ready for big things, big moves, big things, big changes. You know, big changes are coming. Big change. Well, not changes, but big events. Cool things. Right. Thank you very much for listening. We will see you all in 2 weeks' time. We're going to take 1 week off. So our next episode will be airing on Saturday, the 7th of January. It'll be on all platforms as per usual. And I don't even know what we're doing. What are we even doing?
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Yeah, great. You'll find out in the episode. It'll be episode 41 / season 2, episode 1. We'll decide how we're going to frame it properly, but I think we'll probably just keep the episode numbers. I can't wait until we get to, like if we ever get to 3 figures, just like my side of the thumbnail is going to end up getting overloaded by the number of the episodes.
Oh, no,
it's going to slowly take over the screen. I'll slowly make it bigger, like that one episode when my camera, like, slowly engulfed yours. Do you remember that?
That's so funny. Yeah. I do. That was ridiculous.
So thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. As a reminder, just have a look at the Redcast to get a catch up on us if you want something to fill the week. I think that's a great little way to bridge the gap next weekend. It is on all the audio platforms, same as our podcast, but there's no video version for that on Spotify, so cry about it. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Crispy. That's my ending. Thank you for being here, Crispy.
Troy.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I'll
see you in a couple of weeks, mate. Have a good Chrissy.
You too. Have a good Chrissy, mate. I got you a Christmas present.
What'd you get me?
The Instagram password. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you all in 2 weeks' time, where season 2 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast kicks off with episode 41. It'd be great if someone subscribed then and we just got I know these teeth, it fit in perfectly then. That would have been brilliant. The teeth episode. But thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you all in 2 weeks' time. Until then, Alonzi, everybody.
Alonzi, baby.
Alonzi,
Last
Merry
time
Christmas
for the year.
and a Happy New Year to all of you. See you in 2023.
A happy Who Year!
There you go. Happy Who Year. See you, everyone. Boom. There you go. Sarah, the idea for episode 41 should be questions and quizzes part 2. God.
It's going to be.
No, it's not. No, it's
Troy,
not.
I'm so sorry, but I really have to go.
Yeah, do you want to go and I'll talk to the chat for a tiny bit?
Somewhere. Yeah, you do it. But thank you. I'll chat to you before this, but maybe not via call, but have an awesome Christmas.
You too.
Everyone in the chat, have an awesome festive break. Be good, be kind to one another. Spend your time with your fam. Watch some Netflix, chillax, and I'll see you all in the new year. Mwah. Mwah.
Speak to you soon, all. Bud. Have fun with your Christmas
Speak to you
stuff.
soon.
Keep posted.
Love you lots.
Love you too, bud. See you later. And he's gone. Oh, wow, look at that. That is trippy on there. I kind of want to keep that there, people. I kind of want to keep that there. That's so trippy. Look at that. Oh, that's weird. Should I keep that there? What do you think? What do you guys think? That is so weird. That is so weird. Maybe I'll keep it there, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to keep it there? What do you guys think? Anyway, no, I just want to have a quick little... I wanted to read some more stuff out in the chat before we went, but Crispy did have to go to bed. It's why he said he wants to start at 11 UK time rather than 12. Keep it there? Okay, go on. Let's... Oh, it's going to look so weird in there. That's why he wants to start a bit early, because he wants to make sure he went to bed, so I can't blame him for buggering off like that. He needed to. But yeah, so thank you all, genuinely. It's been such a lovely time to do this podcast. I know, I love I'm talking like we're not doing anymore. That's just the twist, all of a sudden, nope, we're not doing any more episodes, it's all done. No, seriously, we really do, the Troyniverse. But thank you all so much. It honestly, like I said, I know I went off the rails, but that's what I always do. My brain is just verbal diarrhea. We know this by this point. But I really, really do love that we've managed to do this podcast. We've managed to keep it up for so long, and it's been such a blast. I'm still waiting for Crispy season 2 pitch. His plan was we were going to call an hour before he was going to do the season 2 pitch, but we ended up getting set up for the podcast and talking about some stuff, and just ended up not even doing the pitch. But he's going to do it soon. He said he's going to do it soon. I'm taking a few days off over the holidays. I'm not streaming on Twitch next week, so I'll probably call him the week after. We'll see. But we'll have a plan. We're a podcast with a plan. We'll work it out. But thank you all. It's been a blast. What do people say in the chat? So let's read out a few more messages very quickly. Are you gonna get a 15th Doctor jumper? I did go to Liverpool yesterday. My friend who bought me this for Christmas. Shout out Alika, love them lots. But then they ended up buying a hat in HMV. I didn't even get the jumper. I did look around. I found one that had like a neckline, like a stitch neckline, which wasn't quite right, so I didn't get that. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the actual jumper. So with Liverpool H&M, just didn't have it apparently. I do wonder if one day someone will just like see me in Liverpool. Like I always wondered if that was something that would happen like from like a Twitch audience, but I feel like at some point someone's gonna end up bumping into me. I'm gonna be like, oh. I honestly want it to happen more to Chris because it feels more unlikely that it'd be someone in Australia. But I really want it to be someone in Australia. Just bump into him. I'll give you guys his home address, and you guys can go track him down. No, I don't even know his address to be fair. But yeah, this podcast's been a blast. I'm so excited for you. What you have planned for the new year? Me too. I don't even know what we have planned, but we'll figure it out. All I know is I am going to be going to 3 Comic Cons next year. So far is the plan, provided I can afford them. London Comic Con's happening in March, the London Spring one, which Jodie's been to like all the Showmasters one recently, so maybe she'll go to that. April is Liverpool Comic Con. I'll be planning to go to that, and then May is the next Wales Comic Con in Telford. So I'll be going to that as well. So if anyone's going to any of those, well, I might not end up going to Telford if there's not many guests, but I reckon I probably will be. I'm definitely going to the London one though because Sacha Dhawan has already been confirmed, and I want to meet him. So I'll definitely be there at least on the Saturday for the London Comic Con. So if anyone wants to go there, hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. But yeah, so let's read it. See what else there is. It's that Docky Who podcast. Yeah, we just read Archer Live. Crispy's gone. He's died. He hasn't died, but he's gone. He's gone. He's left. Don't worry, I won't keep you guys for too much longer. I don't want you guys to lose your sleep, you know. Poor Grace at like 5 in the morning. Hoping I'll meet you at one of them if I can afford it. Oh, I would love to. I would love to meet you, Thai lady. I'd love to meet everybody. Anyone who wants, like, I've said this before. I said this in like the Comic Con episode. If anyone ever sees me, whether it's in the street or at a Comic Con, please come and say hi. Like, I would love to talk to people. It's fine. It's fine. Is there going to be any in-person podcast? You're not going to be in the same room recording or streaming. We have discussed that, and it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. But obviously, as we make jokes about, plane tickets to the UK are expensive. You know, they're expensive. So, I don't know. Go to Birmingham Comic Con. I meet you in London. I want to meet you in London. As con as hell. The only Birmingham one I've been to is MCM. But Birmingham did have Jodie last time, and it was the more chill Jodie con, if I remember. So maybe. I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no. You know? Come to Telford or come to Liverpool instead if you want. I'm going to those. They're not London. London Comic Con is a bit, you know, like I've said it before, I'm not the biggest fan of Showmasters organisation. You guys know that by now. But we'll see. We'll see, right? We definitely didn't bump into each other 3 times in Telford, did we? No, we didn't. We definitely didn't. Including sitting in McDonald's with a staff member in McDonald's who was very hyperactive. We'll just say that. Very hyperactive. It was an interesting time. How difficult is it to get tickets other than price? I'd love to meet Sasha and that guy from the Docky Who podcast. It's relatively easy as long as you buy tickets to get to the Comic Con at least like a month before. They start to get harder to buy towards the end, but you just need to get an entry ticket and get a ticket to like meet Sasha or whatever you can get, you know. But entry's not too bad. Entry can be a little bit, can be like 20, 30 quid to get in. Oh, I've been thrown out of the call because I haven't called him for long enough. I love that there's swearing on that image, so I can't show the end of it, but I love that meme of Shadow being like, yeah, you, out of 7 billion people on planet Earth, you're the only one who is like that. You're the only one. Congratulations. I'll keep that screen there, just because Crispy's gone. If I call him again, he might pick up, and I don't want him to pick up. So I'm not gonna dial him again. But yeah, so let's see what else people are saying. Thinking about going to Liverpool? Do it. I'm planning to go to that. In fact, I think I am going to that because my mum wants to go, because Christina Ritchie's going, who was like the original Wednesday Addams. My mum really wants to meet her. So we're probably going to go to that, probably on the Saturday, we'll see. Con itself is fine, but the train tickets are so pricey. Yeah, I get you. Like, transport, like, we're thinking about that for London, because the trains, and then probably getting a hotel a day after. Because we did the Jodie Con in February, the first one, all in a day trip, and it was a nightmare. Like, it was really stressful. And we couldn't go to the Jodie talk because of it. And that was my one big regret from that. We didn't get to go to the Jodie Whittaker talk, and I would have loved to have been to that. I would have loved to have been, but we didn't get to go. So it would be good to try, like, stay over and then even not necessarily just go to the con on the Sunday, but just be able to have the pressure taken off that we don't have to go there and come back on the same day, because it's just a lot, you know, it's a lot. Where in London is it? The Showmasters ones are in the London Olympia. I think it's called the Hammersmith Olympia, so you can look that up and kind of see where it is in relation to train stations and stuff. By the train station advance, use Trainline. Use Trainline, and the advice is set an alert for 12 weeks before, because I think that's when you get the best deals. Once it passes the 12-week mark, it becomes more pricey to get the tickets. So work out what 12 weeks is before the con, set an alarm, book the tickets on that day. And that will be a bit better. That'll be a bit better then. So worth keeping in mind. Might consider going. I live in Essex, so it might not be that bad. Go for it. Go for it. Mr. Talk 2, I had no idea it was happening. Oh, I knew it was happening and very, very unwillingly had to leave it behind. It made me very upset. There's still 30 people here listening to me talk. It's nice to see you guys here. Shall I just talk for a bit longer? Shall I just keep you guys company? I like this. It's chill. There's not even any music, which is a bit weird, but I'm in the same boat. I live nearish London, so me going to Liverpool would cost a lot of money. That's fair. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. Oh, basically just organising a Who's There meetup. I would love Crispy to come over. I feel like if he was going to come over, it would make more sense to do it around the 60th. You know what I mean? Like him just coming for a con in the 60th year would be a bit odd, I feel like. I'll obviously ask him. But like as he said, you know, he's on a full-time job and he's still not got enough money to afford plane tickets. Like, that's perfectly valid. So we'll work it out, right? The man's got a girlfriend. You know, he had to buy presents for his girlfriend. I didn't have that, you know? I bought my friend a nice poster and a manga because they bought me a Sonic plushie. That's as far as I went. You know, I met someone up the day before and I couldn't buy them a present because I had no money. And I feel bad about that, but we move. So we'll see. It says July on the site. That might be London Comic Con, like the main one, because it's called London Comic Con Spring. They have different names for each of them. There's London Comic Con Spring, London Film and Comic Con, and London Comic Con Winter. So Spring is the one that's in March. London Film and Comic Con is probably the July one, and then Winter will be like October, November-ish, no doubt. I think the Birmingham one is in September, I believe. It's called like Collector Mania. So we'll see. Who's there and meet up. Genuinely, if we can arrange something where loads of us come together, because that's the thing. Obviously, I assume you guys listen to all of our episodes, but if we can try and coordinate it would be really good. What we need to do realistically is make a Discord server. I've talked to Crispy about this. I think the better idea might be to just absorb it into his server, because he made a Discord server, and he won't mind me saying this. His server is pretty much dead now. There's not much going on in it, because he doesn't have the time to manage it, and that's fair. I set up the server with him before we even started the podcast, really. But he has got a Discord server, so I don't know whether we're going to use Crispy's server or make a Who's There server. I will broach the idea with him. What I might do is I might make a Who's There server, and if we want to use it, we'll use it. If not, we'll go into Crispy's server. We'll see. Because the thing is, the only problem is, I haven't said this to him, obviously, but the only problem with saying to him, let's make it in your server, is he might then feel compelled to make time for Discord that he doesn't have. And I don't want it to wind up being that we made it Crispy's server and he's not really talking and he ends up feeling guilty. Because knowing him, he might well be a bit like that. And I don't want him to be. Do you know what I mean? So, I might make a Who's There server. Would you guys, if I made a Who's There Discord server, would you guys be interested in joining it? Because I could construct one. Would you guys be interested at all? Because if you are, what I'll do is I'll make it over Christmas. I've got a few days when family are coming over and I'm going to tidy up some stuff. Like, I have my personal stream archive for my Red Archer Live Twitch. I'm going to get that up to date, or at least start updating it again. I've got some radio stuff I want to do, and I can make a Who's There Discord. If you guys are interested in that Discord server, I will make it. I will make it. I've made a few Discord servers now. I've got no issue with doing that, constructing that. So let me know, guys. Because Discord, like Discord is the best way to keep in touch with me. Like, you can message me on Twitter and I'll always reply, but I'm in Discord a lot. So, like, Discord is a fun one to use, personally. I'd only make it a small server. I wouldn't make it a huge thing. Just be a couple of channels. We wouldn't need anything mental. You know, just a couple of places to talk about things, and that would do the job. You know, that would do the job. That'd be fine in the way. Yeah, I'll ask him. I'll double check with him. In fact, I'll just text him quick in case he hasn't gone to bed, and just ask him, and I'll see what he thinks. We're discussing making a Who's There server rather than putting pressure on you by directing everyone to you. Shall I make one? Want your go ahead? I want him to, like, confirm that he's happy with it before I start, like, sending it. I can start making it, but I won't start sharing it. I want him to be happy with it. So we'll see if he reads it. He might have immediately gone to sleep. He might still be checking. Hopefully he checks before he goes to sleep, but we'll see. Because if we did, I could literally make something very small right now and invite you guys and just work on it behind the scenes. It'd be nice to have it and then, like, just, like, immediately, and then just build it up over Christmas. That'd be fun. What else are people saying? I'll hang around for the 10 minutes or so, and then I'll let everyone go, because I want people to go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? My New Year's resolution is get more involved in the fandom, because I'm so awkward at it, especially for cons, because I was scared to say hi to people because of my age. That's valid. Obviously, the Doctor Who fandom has got a lot of people of different ages, and you have to be obviously very respectful of that. So obviously it depends on how you handle people in real life. But the thing I will say is, Doctor Who Twitter, we avoid drama on purpose, but Doctor Who Twitter is like, it's a blessing and a curse. People will never agree on stuff, and that sucks. And that's another reason why I think a Discord server would be good, because you guys are all lovely. We all have different opinions, and like some of you in the stream were saying, you know, I don't agree with this for, you know, you guys thinking this episode's better. That's fine, right? Like, we all have our different opinions, right? We all have different thoughts on stuff. But at the end of the day, there's a difference between having differing opinions and being mean to people because of them. And I feel like Doctor Who Twitter doesn't really know the difference sometimes. Some people will take offense, and it's like, right, fair, I see why you're offended. And some people will just rail at people for the sake of railing at people, and it's not fun. I'm not naming names. I'm not going anywhere specific, because again, it's not worth going into. But that's why I like this live chat and like Discord and things like that, because you avoid a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah. Edward, I've got stuff to wrap for Christmas and vacuuming to do around the house, but first I've got to make my lunch. So probably going to head off now. Have a Merry Christmas and New Year. You too. Yeah, to anyone else, I am going to wrap up in a minute, but Happy Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you all have a lovely festive holiday. I really, really do hope so. There's literally just a consistent amount of people that just stayed here listening to me. Look at you lot. Do you guys like me that much? I thought you were all here just for Crispy. Really? Thank you guys. I appreciate that. At a memes channel. There will be a memes channel, don't worry. The con tickets are only £25, might see that. Sounds good. Sounds good. Because that's the thing. That's another thing. If we make the Discord server, we can have like a convention planning channel, and we can all talk about this and decide who's going to what cons. And then that way, because the thing is with Sarah Glover, meeting her at Telford, I now realise wasn't as much of a nightmare as I thought, but I was trying to reply to posts on a community post to tell her where I was, but it turns out that she just found me walking around. So it was much easier than I thought it was going to be. And Telford, the Comic-Con's a big place. There's 3 big halls in there. So I'm surprised she found it so easily. You need to stream more. Do you watch my Twitch streams? Do you watch them? Because you should do. You should do. If people do like watching my Twitch streams, I will just link my Twitch to you, because you can always watch me babble on there. I do swear on Twitch, if that puts anyone off. I doubt it does. I'm just a bit more kind of like vocal and just say whatever on my mind, in the sense of like, you know, swearing. So bear that in mind. Oh, the link doesn't work. That's so good. Thank you so much, Google, for copying a link that doesn't function. That one should work. There we go. So if you want to go and follow me over there, feel free. We might start hearing pings in OBS, so be ready if that happens. But what days are you doing? For which con? I don't know any of them specifically yet. Always presume Saturday, Sunday less likely. Depends on what's going on and how many guests there are and that kind of thing. I walked into the first room and saw you within 10 seconds. Yeah, you did that well, Sarah. You did that well. But yeah, we could plan convention stuff, right? Be great. I find Twitch hectic, but if it's more Troy content, I shall get it. oh, thank you. Thank you. That's lovely. Yeah. I think one Tyler literally made an account just for me as well. My Discord server has like updates on all that stuff. So if you want to join that, feel free to. He's seen the message! He's seen the message! For what? Want you to go ahead for eh? He said for stop. He said for, what? What are you saying? That message makes no sense and has a swear in it, so I can't say what he says. It doesn't make any sense. I'm confused. I am confused. I am very confused. The spring con, Saturday definitely, I would say. Saturday definitely. Sundays, yes. Okay, sweet, will do. Shall I make like a mini thing now and invite you guys? I don't know how easy it would be to do this. Let me hide that because I don't want to show any Discord details. How easy is it to make a server? I haven't actually hit make a server in a while. I think I just scroll down. There's like a plus button, right? Add a server. Create my own for a club or community. Server name. The Who's There server. We could always rename it later. I'm gonna. Shall I make this right now and send a link in the chat so you guys can join? Obviously, it will be bare bones, and I will work on it. But we could at least make it, and that would be very cool. That would be very, very cool. We need that logo. Yes, cool. Create. If you don't have a Discord account, it's very easy to make. Try and verify yourself with the phone number. That helps a lot. Right. I need to turn off streamer mode. That is fine. I can do that if I want to fix this. We'll just sit here for a minute. And we'll do this. Okay, we'll make a Discord server. If anyone asks, that's what we're doing. I'll make it very quickly. All I need to do realistically is make a moderator role and give it to myself so that I have control and then we're fine, right? That's all I need to do really. So if I make a moderator role, literally all of this I can improve over time. I've got no issue doing that. That's fine. Moderator. Allow anyone to mention this role? No. Display role member separately? Yes. But I want them to have mod permissions. Yes. There we go. So we delete. I want to delete this role. Delete that one. I don't need that one. How do I delete? delete. Yes. Moderator, permissions. Here we go. Manage everything, do everything. I want you to see everything, do everything, be everything. I want you to be everybody. You have the power. The moderator has the power. I will have too much power. You guys need to watch out. I'm so protective of apps and stuff. That's fair. Feel free to ask, Time Lady. Discord is basically, to me, the best way to describe it is like an online message board. It's the best way. It's like Reddit, but for people with better taste. I'm joking. I'm just not a big fan of Reddit personally. But, you know. And everyone, they can't manage things. They can create invites and change their nickname. That's fine. They can send messages. Create private threads. Let's not do private threads. Fix cool bits. As soon as I fix this, I will send you all links. Embed links. They can do that. They can do that. They not mention all roles. Let's turn that off because that would be abusive. We don't want people being able to tag all roles all times. That would be a nightmare. Read message history. Yes. Use application commands. Maybe not. Connect, speak, video, use activities, use voice activity. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Dope. Sorted. Sorted. So if I give myself the moderator role, I can then link you lot, get you all in here. There we go. I've got a moderator role. I can name everything else from there and go from there. Right. Let's get a link. Let's get a link, people. So all I need is a permanent link that will not break after this. Usually very easy to do. How do I do this? How do I... The thing is, I literally have like a fixed invite link for my Discord. It's literally... I literally have discord.gg/RedArcherLive. It's so cool. It's so cool. Right, so you want a link that will not break. Edit invite link. Do not expire. No max number of uses. Generate a new link. Copy. Right, people. Here comes your link. Boom. Hop on in. Like I said, I will touch this up over the next week or two. I might do a little bit after the stream ends because I'm free until 4 o'clock. So I might spend a bit of time working on it now. But feel free to join in. Feel free to join in. Yeah, people are starting to pop in. That's great. I think what I will do is I'll make this a new members channel or something, and then I'll make a general chat. I'll do that real quick. There we go. People are coming in. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Sorted. Got a general chat. We got that. Cool. Right. So everyone, feel free to make that link. I'll mention it on Instagram. I will share it on Twitter. And then you guys can hang out if you want to. But yeah, there's the link. Everyone get in if you want to join. Make an account is very easy to do. If anyone needs an explanation, feel free to let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. I can always give you any help you need. But there you go. What a great way to end the stream. I'm sad Crispy's not here for that, to be honest. But it's nice that we get to have a little bit of a community here. That's going to be nice. And you know what? I'm used to my server having a lot of people. Not loads of people that talk, but it's a big server. It'll be nice to have a little smaller one that we can work on. You know, that'll be lovely. That'll be really nice. A nice little tight-knit community. That'll be beautiful. I'll work on all the different colours and things like that. I'll sort all that out, don't worry. Right, that's a good point to wrap. What a lovely point to wrap the episode by doing a nice little Doctor Who Discord server. I love that. That's beautiful. So yeah, click that link if you want to join it. I'll leave it as a pinned comment in the comment section just in case we don't need it. In case we need it for anyone. If I'm not on there, just yeah, if you need to find the link later, Time Lady, I'll pin it in a comment so we've got it handy. But yeah. Thank you all very much for hanging out. That's been an absolutely lovely time. And thank you for a great year on the podcast. It's been so fantastic. It's been absolutely fantastic. So the only other thing I will say is when you're in the Discord server, if you haven't made an account, you need to rename yourself. You are able to right click on the computer and just say change nickname. So I can see that Sarah G16 is probably Sarah Glover. You can rename yourself if you want to. We can sort all that out. Don't worry. But yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out. It's been a great old time. It's been a great old time. Do that. I will. So I will leave you there. I'll run the outro and then I will wrap up the stream. So we will see you all. It'll be a week on Saturday. No, 2 weeks on Saturday. So Saturday, January the 7th will be the next episode. It'll be a week break. And then we will return with episode 41. What are we going to do? Who knows? We'll find out. But thank you all for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. And we will see you all in 2 weeks' time. And thank you once again for an absolutely fantastic year on the podcast. It's been great. Can't thank you all enough. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So until then, thank you all very much for watching. And we will see you all very, very soon. I'm playing the outro music. The outro is playing, everyone. I'm going. Bye, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks for the great year.